know what to do. They're pretty fundamentally sound. You know, I think it was 4-0 last night. Had a couple of pretty good pitchers, you know, last night that combined on the shutout. So, you know, Coach Sellers does a good job over there with the Warriors. And then South Point at Shelby. South Point beat Burns 19-2 on Tuesday. Burns is just down. They just don't. They just lost a lot from last year, and they're going to struggle this year. I think their middle school's got some, you know, play. I think they've got something coming down the pipe, but they're just, you know, Coach Lenhart said we got a lot of young guys. You know, had some players graduate early, you know, because of this COVID sense and got nonsense and got jobs and all this, you know, with the school schedule and all. It's just hard to you know, keep a team together sometimes. You know, you don't have enough guys. So they're just struggling. But we'll see. We'll have them against we'll have South Point against Shelby, and South Point I think is really loaded. I haven't seen them, but I hear they're really good. I think it's going to be between them and East Rutherford in the you know, competing for the conference championship. And then we will have Bessemer City, which beat Thomas Jefferson the other day. Cherryville, I don't know too much about Cherryville this year, Kevin. What's their year looking like?
Talked to Danny a little bit yesterday. He said thinks they should, if they play well this year, make the playoffs and contend for that top spot. Main competition. Who did he tell me? Who they put? Lincoln Charter, and that wasn't the first one he said though. Who else is in their division, Tom?
Thomas Jefferson, Lincoln Charter, Highland Tech, Community School of Davidson.
Man, it wasn't one of them. I don't think it was Best Mood. Can't remember who he said. Well, anyway,
Music
he said they
School
should
Davis.
contend for a playoff spot and see what happens. Hunter Pence on the mound last night. They expect him to be the ace, from what I'm told. Don't quote me, folks, if I'm wrong here in Cherryville. But that's,
Hunter Pence.
It's probably not Hunter Pence. I said Dalton Pence.
It's hard to remember.
I tell you what,
It's hard to remember everyone's
I tell you what,
name.
Tim,
Oh, it is.
It's hard to
Come here
remember.
real quick.
everyone's name. Yeah.
Tim was there last night. I tell you what, let him tell you. Tim, come here and give me an update on Cherryville baseball and what they look at this year, real quick. Oh, yeah, you were. Dad was there. He was down. Ask the wrong one.
They got a lot of pitching.
Come here, talk on the mic real quick, and tell real quick about Cherryville. I know you talked to Danny a little bit about him yesterday.
Yeah, I did. Get that over there. What's happening, Tom?
How's it going, Tim?
Oh, y'all.
Going good. I tell you, Pence is a stud pitcher, no doubt about it. Big left. He's going to Carolina to play baseball. Everybody knows that. He's their ace. They got a freshman pitcher who's pitching pretty good. He came in and closed the game for him, and he closed the game against Ashbrook. Played really well, pitched well. I talked to Coach Ebner. Coach Ebner said they had about 5 or 6 arms, and so he's excited. They're young arms, so you know, got a bright future there at Cherryville High School. Danny and Calvin called a game last night, so I was at North Lincoln. North Lincoln's loaded.
I tell you,
Yeah, we found that out.
you know, Tim, I watched their middle school program,
Uh-huh.
and their middle school program just solid play, very fundamentally sound. They know how to play. They know what they're doing. They do a great job.
You talk about North Lincoln or Cherryville?
North Lincoln Middle School.
Oh yeah.
I mean, they did, and you know, they played West Lincoln. I thought West Lincoln similarly pretty good, but just the talent at North Lincoln was just too much. So I mean, they just reload. I mean, Coach Carpenter does a good job over there with that
John's
program.
great guy, no doubt about it.
He does a good job over there. And North Lincoln every year just seems like they have a really good team.
Yeah, Seth Whitley's probably the best baseball player in the conference, no doubt about that. Seth is, and probably Matt Hebner too. I'd say Seth and Matt's the best 2 players in the conference. Jack Carter, Daniel Carter, outstanding young men, great baseball player, great athletes. The thing about North Lincoln is North Lincoln's got athletes. I mean, they play 3 sports. I know I heard you and Terry talking about that coming up the road. North Lincoln's got kids can do that. The Carter boys, the Whitley boys, Matt Hebner. I mean, they're loaded. I mean, when they were in middle school, this senior group, I did a lot of umping stuff in middle school. They dominated. When I mean dominated, they averaged 15 runs a game, 3 or 4 home runs a game. They won the conference championship in the conference, plus went on to the conference championship, and they won it hands down. I think they beat, I think it was East Rutherford. I know Coach Reynolds was there, and we were talking after the game, and he said they're loaded. And I told Carpenter, before they won the first state championship in middle school, he come over and watch them stuff. I told him, I said, you're going to win at least 2 state championships before these kids get through high school. So he's won 1.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but
Well,
yeah.
Good luck to him. And
I know Jonathan.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm on. I know Jonathan. Don't jinx him there, Tim. And
yeah, who else?
And
who
Jonathan,
else?
if you fail, I'm calling it a choke. So
Who else? Who else in the South Fork do you think can even challenge them?
East Lincoln's
Lincoln.
got some very good talent too. They got a Smiley. They got Graham Kidd, who was as a freshman was the player of the year in the conference. I mean, he hit like 7 or 8 home runs. I mean, as a freshman, he's got Coach Mathiel has got 3 or 4 kids already committed to college. I tell you that Smiley, I believe it is Graham Smiley, I believe it is, and they got another kid last name Graham, special. Yeah. Now next they're going to be probably them and North Lincoln is going to be shooting it out for the conference this year, I would think so. Probably next year, pitching staff wise, for what I saw in middle school from Umpin, Mathiel's got 4 studs. I mean, he's got some talent.
Yeah.
So, and don't forget, guys, shortened playoffs and everything too as well. So,
Yep.
and I don't know how that's going to do us pitching wise. You got, depth now is more better than having aces. You got 4, 5, 6 guys that can go 3 or 4 innings. It's so weird.
This is my concern too. With the school year, most kids are out Labor Day. Are you going to get these kids back? I would assume most kids will come back. Carpenter's kids, Mathiel's kids, they're going to come back. But what I'm afraid of is they might not have other teams to play because some of these other teams might say, "Well, we had 7 seniors that didn't come back. They graduated. We were 2 and 7, so they didn't come back." I hope that doesn't happen. I really hope that doesn't happen. But it would be a concern of mine.
Sure.
Because, I'm wanting to finish my season. I need games, and some of these other teams may, I guess you could throw some JV players together and all that if in that kind of situation. It's just weird having 2 weeks of a season after the kids graduate.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
just weird.
I tell you guys, Mathiel down at East Lincoln's got unbelievable program. I mean, Chris has got.
He does a good job.
Yes, he does.
Yeah,
He's a great guy. Great. He's great for the school there. Great for the kids there. And Carpenter, he's just fortunate. He's got so much talent there at North Lincoln. But yeah, Mathiel and Carpenter, they're going to be battling it out this year for the conference as well as next year too.
Yeah.
All right, JP.
Appreciate it,
We got to
Tim.
go to break.
man.
Thanks for helping us out, Tim. I forgot. Kind of forgot Dad was doing it. Hey, we got an extra biscuit in there if he wants it.
Yeah.
Tim, you want an extra biscuit? I got hot dogs. Okay. You got 1,000 hot dogs, don't you?
Tim, where are you going to be today?
They're going to be at Jumpin' Jed's in Lawndale. And they've got Dairy Queen and City Lunch hot dogs. They expect so many people to be up there today. So we've got double the hot dogs.
I got to say one thing. North Lincoln prom last night, check my Facebook out. It was unbelievable.
Were you the DJ?
Yes.
All right.
Unbelievable. You got to check that out. Yeah, great prom.
Got to clear that part up, Tim.
Yeah.
I went to prom last night.
Yeah.
That's what some of the kids said.
Yeah.
All right, JP. Let's get ready to take a break. When we come back, we're talking NFL, draft, NASCAR, NBA, Major League Baseball, and more on KDCBroadcasting.com.
Okay, class, listen up. Do not buy a car without a warranty. Just don't do it. At Friendship Nissan and Friendship Jeep Dodge Ram in Forest City, we have lifetime warranty on new and used cars. That's right, lifetime warranty on new and used cars. Unlimited time, unlimited miles. Okay. And through the end of this month, we're offering up to $4,000 over Kelly Blue Book value on your trade. So one more time, Friendship Nissan and Friendship Jeep Dodge Ram has lifetime warranty on new and used cars, and you'll find us in Forest City.
I'm Calvin Hastings, and I want to invite you to join the boss as we broadcast live during the grand opening of the all-new Jumpin' Jed's in Falston. The boss will be broadcasting there Saturday, May 1st from 10 a.m. till 2 p.m. We'll have free world-famous City Lunch hot dogs, chips, and soft drinks. An extra-large Marge, a pink Cadillac, will be there, too. Plus, we'll have free prizes to register for, including free rounds of golf, free food certificates, free shirts, and more. Plus, Jumpin' Jed's will have prizes of their own. It's a good time to shop for Mother's Day. While you shop, enjoy the music inside of Mason Simmons and Sailor Goforth starting at 11 a.m. See Taylor Short making pottery on site, plus items by local artisans like colonial braided rugs, Canterbury candles, urban tinware, Billy Jacobs prints, primitive furniture, Amish made hickory rockers, and meet local author Kathy Porter, signer to cookbook Country Cookin'. Save the date, Saturday, May 1st, the grand opening of the all-new Jumpin' Jets, Main Street in Fallston, right across from the Stamey store. And don't forget a live radio broadcast from 10 till 2. Y'all come now.
Your 2021 Atlanta Braves are ready to defend their division crown and take Atlanta baseball fans on another fun ride.
And it's hit in the air to right field and deep. Conforto going back at the wall. It's gone! Marcel Ozuna to the opposite field has tied the game of the ninth.
Braves baseball back again on the Boss in Carolina Country. WHS Shelby, WLON Lincoln, and WCSL Cherryville, Gastonia.
You're listening to the Wolfman Jack.
I'd say when I was a little kid, I was brought up listening to Alan Freed. Wolfman Jack. When I was just getting started, the hip thing was to say, "What's happening, Jack?" "Hey, Jack, what's going on?" So that was the hip slang, So being a horror classic freak like I am, I chose the Wolfman because it was a very animal-sounding name, and the name Jack because of the hip slang. What's happening, Jack? Because Jack always knew what was happening. You understand what I mean? Wolfman Jack.
Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday mornings, 10 a.m. to 12 noon on the Balls. WHS Shelby, WLON Lincoln, and online at kdcbroadcasting.com.
Tee it up in the shadows of beautiful Crowder's Mountain at Crowder's Mountain Golf Course. Play and ride 18 Monday through Friday for $28 and $25 after 2 p.m. On weekends and holidays, play and ride for $38 and $33 after 2 p.m. Monday is Ladies' Day. Ladies play and ride for $18, and seniors play and ride Monday through Friday for $25. For your tee time, call 704-734-0383 for Crowder's Mountain Golf Course.
If you're in the market for new flooring, go to this area's most recommended flooring store. That's Flooring America on Slater Street in Kings Mountain. Flooring America in Kings Mountain is where friends send friends for their flooring needs. And right now, you'll find the ever-popular luxury vinyl plank for only $2.99 a square foot. That's right, only $2.99 a square foot. All during the Fresh Start Flooring Sale. Give your home a refresh with one stop at Flooring America. 602 Slater Street in Kings Mountain. Online at flooringamericakingsmountain.com.
Welcome back to Saturday Sports Talk, brought to you by Friendship Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram, 190 Oak Street Extension in Forest City, North Carolina. You can call Friendship at 828-919-3001. And Friendship Nissan, 156 Oak Street Extension in Forest City, North Carolina, 828-245-1661. Terry, take your tax rebate and get you a new vehicle. We're tired of looking at your old one.
Well,
what kind of attack is that, Terry?
That's what I'm saying.
He said we. He said he involved everyone else.
This man,
like me and JP, were tired of it too.
This man has more money than anybody in Lincoln County. Anybody. He's the richest man in Lincoln County and won't buy a car. Come on, Terry. What are you going to do? Take it with you, Terry? Go down and buy your car. He's not denying it. He is not denying it. No response to that.
Can't hide money.
Can't hide money. We know.
Well, good morning, everybody. Jumping Jeds. Calvin and the gang will be out there this morning, out till 2 o'clock. All kinds of hot dogs, like I said, up in Lawndale today. Go check them out.
Kevin, can I looked it up. Had a friend of mine text me back that RS Central was able to sweep East Rutherford, and I did not get the score. But congratulations to East Rutherford. Congratulations to RS Central swept East Rutherford. Make sure I say that correctly.
That's a good start.
Congratulations to RS Central. I mean, great start. A very, very good and talented East Rutherford team. They beat twice this week.
And with this, I'm playing a team on a Tuesday, I'm playing them on Friday. Buddy, you can be in a hole real quick. East Rutherford 0-2 now in the conference. I mean, just like that, you're 2 games back.
And with Kevin said, the shortened playoffs, you got to think South Point's going to have a shot at that title.
Cannot have a couple hiccups.
It's going to be. I would say in that conference, I wouldn't totally forget East Gaston because I think they're pretty fundamentally sound. They're not going to wow you with talent, but I think they're fundamentally sound. They can stay in the game and they can bite you. They can surprise you and get a win. But I think that one's going to come down to South Point, RS, and East.
Are you done?
I am done. It's local. It's local. It's a local show. It's a local show. Go ahead. Go on.
No one in Rutherford County can hear your voice right now.
Yes, but the teams, Burns,
they might be driving through. There you go.
Coach Reynolds lives in Cherryville, so people keep up with him. So
Good job, Tom.
People are ready though for Terry's Dallas Cowboy analysis, because I'm ready to hear this.
Okay.
I
can say this.
On their draft.
That's why he was so eager to get to the draft. He just couldn't stand it. He's there tapping the desk. He is chomping at the bit, wanting to make sure that he gets this in.
I don't know when Terry's leaving. He won't tell us what time. He's just going to stand up and leave.
It's soon. Yeah.
It's soon. So I don't know what he wants to talk about. He's got a Kansas City hat on. Does he want to talk about the Cowboys? Does he want to talk about how bad the Celtics are? I don't know.
How bad they are.
What he wants
down
to talk
by 32 and they come back and win. Come on.
What place are they in? Are they in the play-in
It don't
tournament?
matter. Oh, no, we're not in the play-in tournament. But anyway, for Dallas, you know, when you're sitting there and you're watching the draft go and all of a sudden Horn gets gone from South Carolina, which I didn't understand how come he went in front of Surtain. Patrick Surtain, to me, is a better CB than Horn is, but, you know, hey, time will tell. And then all of a sudden, Surtain went the very next pick, and then all of a sudden I saw Dallas trade with Philadelphia. And
I trade within a division.
Yeah, I did not understand that, but then Philadelphia gets a wide receiver that they really need, so Dallas falls back a couple notches. And then it comes up, and Dallas did the right thing. I mean, Sean Lee decides he's going to retire. You got to replace him. I mean, that's what they did. They go and got Parsons from Penn State, and I've never known many linebackers from Penn State that have been bad, that goes in first round. So I think Dallas is going to be okay there.
What's with the character? Some people say, character issues. Has he been in any trouble? I don't think he's been in real trouble.
Not trouble enough today where it's going to hurt him.
Right.
I mean, I just throw out all to the side.
They put these young guys under a microscope.
Oh, they do.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of like it's rare to find a Trevor Lawrence that nobody has ever said. Trevor Lawrence has never done it. He's like George Washington. He couldn't tell a lie. I mean, that kid's but that's rare. It seems like a lot of, he did this or he did that, and we were all young men once, so they put these guys under a bit of a microscope. But I just heard that, but they didn't say what it was. They said, well, he may have a couple issues, and like, well, what is it? So, I didn't know, but I will say what I like what your Dallas Cowboys did is, I think somebody on this show, I don't know what his name is, I think it was Terry, said that with the same defense, they were going to be, but they drafted 5 defensive
players. They did.
So Terry, I guess that they didn't think they could go to the top 10 with
they disagreed with Terry's opinion on that, right?
No, I don't think they disagreed. When Sean Lee retires, you trade him. You need another linebacker to get back there.
Sean Lee's not 5 people, Terry.
Well,
they drafted 5.
It's still not.
and they still got like 7 more picks. So they're not drafting more defenders.
They do. Yeah.
I don't think it was any of that.
They've got.
I still think that defense
picks.
was a top 5 2 years ago, and then it fell all the way to the bottom. And a defense just does not do that. That becomes with the coaching part of it, with Nolan. I mean, he just absolutely had no clue. And how he had a job, which McCarthy gave him a job on account of he had helped him out, and that's how he got one, and look what happened. Now, you wait, Dallas's defense will be right back up there. So,
well, you draft 5 players in the first 3 rounds, they better be up there. They drafted a cornerback from Kentucky in the 2nd round. Defensive tackle from UCLA in the 3rd, a defensive end from Iowa in the 3rd.
I like that guy.
And a corner from Oregon State in the 3rd.
I think the guy from Iowa was like 6'5". I like the big, tall guys that can come off the corners.
You know what? It seemed like everybody was drafting cornerbacks, edge rushers, and even a lot more linebackers than I thought. Like, linebackers are kind of like running backs. Like, people are more hesitant to take them in the 1st round. Well, I think there was at least 2 running backs went in the 1st round, and then 2 linebackers went in the 1st round. I know Cleveland's real excited about the guy, I can't pronounce his name, but they got him from Notre Dame, linebacker, the hybrid type deal. They thought that he would be a 1st rounder, didn't go. They traded up with the Panthers of all people, and Kevin was telling me about this yesterday, to get him, and they're just all super excited about this linebacker. Of course, I think Cleveland and Dallas were in the same boat. You better draft some defense. So Cleveland's first 2 picks went to defense. Yes. Dallas went to defense. But a lot of teams are doing that. A lot of teams. Edge rushers, cornerbacks.
Well, I think, every week that we come in here and Kevin keeps telling us like it's 50 out of 55. You've got the top 12. You're in the Super Bowl. Finally maybe somebody's listening to what's happening in here, what's being said.
That's right. They're listening to you, Terry.
Somebody should listen more to me.
Somebody listen.
Terry just said someone listened more to me. He didn't say anything about him.
Every time though, I can't.
tried to
I
give
said
himself
Kevin.
credit.
I can
I know
know-
he did.
He tells
I
us.
can no longer look at Mel Kiper with a straight face because I could just
Jimmy
hear
Clausen.
Kevin. I could just hear Kevin giving Mel Kiper because now what worries me
Only
is
because he said he would quit.
what worries
He
me
said, I will quit.
is the Bears. Did they trade up to get Fields? They traded up, didn't they?
Yes.
The Bears traded up to get Fields at 11. And Mel Kiper is very high on Fields. So I'm like, oh, gosh, I wish Mel Kiper would say he's terrible because I think Mel Kiper's jinxed him. But I really do want to see Fields do well. I think, what the 49ers gave up for Trey Lance. 2 number ones?
Yeah.
I don't know about that, Terry.
Yeah.
I mean, he may be a superstar. I really can't say. But you're going to give up 2 number ones? That's like a starting O-line, a starting D-line, guys that you're going to get for 5 years, and you've got, really good players. I don't know if you can. I don't know if they didn't give away too much for that. He better be the heir apparent,
I'm with you 100%. It's just like trading in the division. I don't like that. I never liked Dallas doing that. But, we end up getting who we wanted, because our 2 guys that we was after were gone.
I think it was interesting that the 2 receivers from Alabama, Weddle, was that the other guy's name? He went before Smith.
Yes, sure did.
And the knock on is basically people say there's never been a really good wide receiver in the NFL for a long time at 167 pounds. But he may prove him wrong on that. I mean, because he's special. But I didn't realize that. Only 167 pounds, Terry.
I mean, that's small. That's really small.
Yeah.
Just
all right.
don't take him across the middle.
Yeah.
He'll get lit up.
That might not. That might not go well.
I've got some audio that I want to play. If I did it right, JP, I don't think you have to do anything. Just sit still. This is some special audio, I believe, from the past 2 nights' draft. Let's see if it works.
That was good. With the 22nd pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, the Tennessee Titans select Caleb Farley, defensive back, Virginia Tech.
So the plot thickens. Caleb Farley was the first high-profile player to opt out of 20.
With the 78th pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, the Minnesota Vikings select Chaz Surratt, linebacker, North Carolina.
If you are thinking to yourself, wait a minute, wasn't he the quarterback at North Carolina?
Unusual names. I would
Tom broke the broadcast.
unusual names. I would do it phonetically. I would always have every kid's phonetic name, and that way. And
If you go to a Panthers game or something like that, they give you that. They give you the full roster, pronunciation
Then
guide,
it
is
broke
all,
down.
all that
Yeah.
stuff, roster, all that stuff. So I'm just saying, this is the NFL draft, Terry. They could afford a pronunciation guide.
Okay.
Oh, I was saying. And but Chaz to the Vikings. Congratulations to him. Terry, you can say goodbye to your fans. You don't even say goodbye. He just don't even say goodbye to fans, Tom. So Tom and myself are all by myself at
I think
7:30 this morning, Tom. I thought it was going to be 4 people sitting in this room. JP giving us introductions.
I think we need to do some. We need to put an ad in the paper.
Well, I think that is a great idea. I need someone who's reliable from 7:30 to 10:30 on Saturday mornings. I'll wait till he turns the car on before I talk about the qualifications.
No qualifications needed.
Whoa. There's some very important qualifications, Tom.
Your best ability is your dependability.
Someone needs to pick up biscuits from Mitchum's Kitchen.
Yeah, I know you gotta have that.
704-276-1155. The other thing is that, you don't have friends with puppies or girlfriends with puppies or allergies or a tire or a cold battery or it rained yesterday. My aunt's got a recital next Saturday we got to prepare for. I don't know. But anyway, good morning, everybody. Back to the action. Cowboys did go all defense, which is what they should have done. The only thing I can say is good job. I don't know if that's going to turn into anything. I'm sitting here in my Browns jersey, and Terry won't admit it, but I will say I'm right after 5 years of picking a team that was 0-16.
Yeah.
And saying, I know, based on what I've seen from the owner, that this ain't going good. And go Browns.
I do like the Browns went defense, and then they got a wide receiver from Auburn. I think they're three receiver. They're kind of
Auburn
iffy
throw the football is my only question.
They throw it a little bit.
I don't know anything about most of these players. Let me tell you what it says about Schwartz. Post draft analysis: the Browns added the fastest player in the draft. Okay, so there you go. He can absolutely take the top off of a defense. Cleveland desperately needed such a player last season after Odell went down with a knee injury. Schwartz needs to get stronger and refine his route running, but he can fly and will give the Browns yet another element offensively. 6 foot, 185 pounds, and the fastest player in the draft. So,
fast does not translate to good football,
or can catch the ball.
Yeah, or can catch.
The catching thing is the very important thing. Ask Teddy Ginn. So you may have Ted Ginn on your team. It said he has let's see, Schwartz is a slot receiver who's excellent speed, snatches the ball out of the air. Well, never mind. Snatches the ball out of the air and excels after the catch. He has the suddenness to develop into an above-average route runner. Schwartz has a slender frame and needs to get stronger in order to improve his ability to get off press coverage and break more tackles.
Yeah, you like to see those guys up close to 200 pounds. And, some of them are 185, 190.
Devontae Smith's $165.
$165. I mean, if they list him at 167, he's probably about 160.
No, that's the official draft measure.
Oh, okay.
That's not what.
Okay. So they can't lie on
There's
that
no
one.
listing. There is no fudging on this one. There's no college Nick Saban and pencil whipping this one. This is nothing but
It's what it is.
Yeah, he's $167. I'm guessing, Tom, that's full of 3 double cheeseburgers from a local joint before he went in there to weigh. I would guarantee his belly was full of all kinds of food before he went in there for the 8 steak. What time's weigh in? 8 steak at 7:30.
Yeah, I really think that Smith is a good kid though, and I think he works hard, and he seems like a pretty humble guy. I'd really like to see him do well. So I hope he proves him wrong. Sort of an underdog and sort of not at the same time. It's hard to say that a guy who won the national,
he won every award
is now the underdog. But there's some people that don't believe he's big enough to play in the NFL. So we'll see.
Well, like we just said about the last one about catching. So Brownie's got a linebacker and a cornerback. So cornerback from Northwestern. Tom, there were more, by my count, I believe, Northwestern draft picks than Buckeyes and Wolverines.
Yep.
We knew the Wolverines. I was just surprised Wolverines got one.
Yeah, they do a good job. Old Coach Fitz up there does a good job with that program. Always has.
Is that also how can I say about our local programs? Is that you could look at, say, like on my list over here, Shelby's got how many state championships in the last 20 years and 0 NFL players. But other programs like Chase have never beat Shelby, have 2 NFL players, including one current one. Yeah. So that's the whole everybody's like, hey, Northwestern got more than Ohio State. Well, Ohio State's got more Jimmies and Joes. Yeah. Northwestern's got a couple better Jimmies and Joes, apparently. With that is kind of what I'm saying. And it's not, that's how you get the North Dakota, the state quarterbacks. Let's go through the draft, and we're going to talk about the Panthers here in just a few minutes. Let me go down the first round, then we'll take a break and come back, break down the second, third, and then we'll talk about Panthers as well. So how about in round 1, Trevor Lawrence goes 1, Zach Wilson 2, Trey Lance 3. You guys were discussing that a little bit earlier. 42%, Tom, of first-round quarterbacks do not make it to the second contract with the same team they were drafted. So close to as 50-50 as you can get. Let's see. We had 1, 2, 3, 4.
First time since 99, 3 quarterbacks were taken in a row. 1, 2, 3.
Yep. 5 quarterbacks in the first round. So 42%, that means 2 of them will not be with the same team in second contract, I guess, 4 years. So they got 3 years. I want you to pick your 2 that will not be with the same team in 4 years. Trevor Lawrence in Jacksonville, Zach Wilson in New York, Trey Lance, San Francisco, Chicago's Justin Fields, and, of course, Mac Jones to New England. Tom, where are you betting? Put in your betting money.
That's tough.
It's 40%. You could accidentally get one of them on the 20%.
Because I think that Trevor Lawrence is solid and that he's going to be there for a long time. I would say, I guess there's a risk with Trey Lance because we don't know enough about him. You know what I mean? They basically he had one season, maybe a season and a half or something like that. People don't know a whole lot about him. So if I had to hedge my bet, I would want to say that, but they gave up so much for him.
What's the scenario that leads to Trey Lance, being not on San Francisco anymore?
I know. I mean, you're going to give up 2 number 1s for a guy who's not going to be on your roster in 5 years.
The scenario for all of these guys is basically that you're just not any good.
Yeah,
that's the only reason. Now we sit here and we say that, and then you turn around. Now I said second contract. Well, what about the third, like the Jared Goffs and the Matt Staffords?
Yeah.
Goff's getting traded. It's these guys, these first round quarterbacks. That it amazes me that these teams will trade anything and everything for a chance to get a guy like I was talking to Andre yesterday. Like they was talking about the Julio Jones stuff. Like these teams will fall over their everything to draft Jamar Chase or Waddle or these guys here, or give up something to get them. But if I said you want Julio, but nah. I know he's a stud.
Yeah.
We might draft him. And I know what that is. That's also, and I heard some folks talk about this, and this is kind of what I allude to. It's guys saving their jobs to where if I so now Shanahan and them, well, they draft a quarterback. If they draft, say, Mac Jones, and they say he's ready, and then they get rid of Garoppolo, and Mac Jones doesn't immediately play well, Shanahan's fired.
Yeah.
If Justin Fields comes in and kind of does the same thing. But if Trey Lance comes in, now Shanahan goes, well, we can have Jimmy G for a year to 3, and while we develop this kid, and then, so the longer he keeps Jimmy G, the longer he keeps every year he keeps Jimmy G basically is an extra year of his job because for the most part he's going to keep it as long as Lance is on the roster, I would imagine, right?
And on that cheaper contract.
So he just extended his own contract from 2 to 5 years, basically. Shanahan did by drafting Lance. So I think Lance is the most tied to this head coach right now.
Yeah.
Well, I say that, and let me back that up. The one I worry about is Wilson. You just got rid of a first-round pick, and now you're tied to your head coach, and you have to do good. A rookie coach and a rookie quarterback have to do good, or everybody's gone again.
I just didn't like it because I thought Sam Darnold was still pretty good. You traded him away, and you brought in Wilson. I mean, it's lateral. You know what I mean? I just didn't understand. Right. Instead of, I thought a better strategy, and a lot of people thought a better strategy was, well, why don't you keep Darnold and go get him Kyle Pitts? You know what I mean? Why don't you do something like that? But they, for whatever, they like this kid, and we'll see. I think that would be, I guess, a higher risk than after you broke it down with Lance. I would say Mac Jones would be a risk for that too, but he's with Belichick. So, I mean, Belichick can do wonders with guys that maybe
he might be the answer.
Yeah, he might be the answer.
Belichick might trade him for somebody else because Belichick's not going to wait on anything. And that's I was listening to some folks talking about as far as, well, what is the Mac Jones situation? Does Cam give him? And they said the question was, does Cam take that job or does he give it to him? Cam was benched 4 times last year. Okay, 4 times last year during the season. So is this one of the things where Jones just outplays him? And a lot of folks say no because they think Cam is going to just give it to him in that sense. If you understand what I mean. So I don't know on Jones. I'm just not a fan of anything as far as quarterback coming out of Nick Saban's area. Really, these big name college coaches, Tom, they're not 100% concerned with your pro capability. They're more concerned with how well you run my offense. So I don't know. Those worry me. Trevor Lawrence worries me. The thing about him, will Meyer be tied to him in the sense, or Meyer has to understand this is his first job too, Tom. If they're not willing to cut bait with these guys early, like after year 3, like with that first contract, they're going to lose their jobs. And is Meyer willing to lose his after 3 years for Trevor Lawrence? And everybody says can't miss. There is nobody
that's a can't miss.
That's a can't miss. Yeah.
The only thing I've heard Trevor Lawrence
Andrew Luck didn't win anything.
Yeah. The only thing I've heard Trevor Lawrence criticize for is he's too calm and relaxed. It's like, how can somebody be too calm and relaxed? And basically, like he's not I'm going to watch film 20 hours a day type guy is what they basically try to say. But I would say with his not only his physical tools, that he's tall, he's fast. I mean, there's just a lot. He's hard to say. Well, this is a negative. I mean, there's not just a lot negative you could say about him. That's why I would say that he is the most likely. But I do agree that nobody's a home run automatically. Nobody's going to go to the Hall of Fame automatically. So he's got to play. Hadn't played a snap in professional football, so we don't know. We'll see. And then you got Fields at the Bears. We haven't talked about that. And a lot of people they're either really high or really low on him. I want to see him do well, just so you'll shut up about Ohio State quarterbacks. We'll see. I mean, he's got they've got Dalton there, right? So is he even going to start?
I would say no. Andy Dalton will start the season. I think most of these guys on these rookie things, Tom, it seems to me, what they're going to try to do is let the starter start for half the year.
You think that's going to be the case with Lawrence?
No.
I was getting ready to say
they don't
have a choice.
Well, let me put it this way: they do have a choice. They got Hunter Minshew.
You're not going to start Minshew over Trevor Lawrence.
What if he's better than him? So Russell Wilson was drafted, remember, and then when he was drafted, they had already signed Matt Flynn to come in and be the quarterback and paid him a lot of money. And Wilson outplayed him.
Wilson was a 3rd-round pick,
right? And he outplayed him. What I'm saying is that if Minshew just outplays him in practice. There's what they could end up doing, Tom, is let him start 1 or 2 games, and as soon as they lose a game, be like, "Hey, now you're gone."
Yeah, they might do that.
They like to stab people,
like they did
in the back with really what they
Tyrod
do.
Taylor in Cleveland.
Yeah.
when Mayfield came in.
Hey, come on, yes, exactly. You start a couple games, the second you lose,
bring the other guy in.
See ya, buddy.
Yeah. Bring the other guy in.
And it's unfair. What was Taylor's record? Well, he had a winning record for the most part, didn't he?
And I want to say they were 1-2 or something like that. It's just guys like him are kind of stopgap guys, but it's unfortunate it's happened to him twice because it happened to San Diego, like a Teddy Bridgewater type guy. Now, where'd Bridgewater go? Denver?
He's in Denver right now.
That's why Denver didn't. I'd say that he's got to be considered for the starter. Either he or who's the other guy? They
Drew
got
Lock there.
Yeah, that Denver didn't choose a quarterback. They thought Denver might take Fields, but they didn't draft a quarterback.
So, what do you think then about Aaron Rodgers?
There's actually.
Do you think
bets.
He's going to move?
Well, there must be.
I don't think
he will either. But there's bets out there, and like the 5th or 6th best odds was Aaron Rodgers to Cleveland. I was like, no, that's not going to happen. I can't remember which teams were favored again. I think Miami was in the mix. Cleveland was mentioned. A couple other teams. But I think that's just kind of like the Russell Wilson talk. Like everybody thought he was going somewhere. I think that's just something for the media to talk about. How much is this contract that you'd have to pick up?
That's interesting. Give me 1 second. I was just about to type that in.
I mean, if you're going to pick him up, man, you got to pick up that contract. And I know that I
actually don't think his contract is in a bad situation. It's the team has an out in 3 years. He's signed for so long. That's the thing.
Yeah. How many more years has he got? 3 or 4?
I'm pulling it up right now. The best place to go, if anybody ever wonders, is this thing called Sport Track, and it's Sport Track without a K.
I like to use Over the Cap too. I don't know.
I've
if
never
you use
been
that
there.
one. Yeah, Over the Cap's pretty cool to see how how much money you're paying everybody.
Well, yeah, this one does by team and players. I don't know. Does that one do by player
Yes,
too as well?
Yes,
Okay.
it does. Yep.
So I'm pulling that up as well. Number 1 draft picks. Let me go. I'm going to go through some of them over the years. We talk about this. The failure rate, the success rate. So I know back in the day it was hitting on more, but Hunter would love Joe Burrow. I don't know about him yet. He's hurt.
Yeah, and they thought they were going to get Sewell from Oregon, and they got Chase from LSU. But I mean, he's a really good player, and he played with Burrow at LSU. But he can't throw to him if he's laying on his back. So I mean, I don't know about that pick.
Is Kyler Murray going to do anything? Here's the thing. Like, tell me when I say someone who won a Super Bowl with the number 1 pick, Tom, you answer me. Kyler Murray, Baker Mayfield, Myles Garrett, Jared Goff, Jameis Winston, Jadeveon Clowney, Eric Fisher, Super Bowl champion. Last player picked first overall, tackle for Kansas City, Super Bowl champion. Then before that, Andrew Luck, no. Cam, no. Sam Bradford, no. Matthew Stafford's never won a playoff game. Jake Long, no. Jamarcus Russell, no. Mario Williams, no. Alex Smith, no. Eli Manning, the last quarterback, picked number 1 overall to win the Super Bowl in 2004.
Wow.
Before that, Peyton, then Orlando Pace, then Keyshawn Johnson, Drew Bledsoe, Russell Maryland. Everybody almost picked in the 90s almost won a Super Bowl. 80s, Elway won. George Rogers, South Carolina, and Heisman Trophy winner. Billy Sims did not win a Super Bowl.
No.
Never known someone as a backup. Too Tall Jones in the 70s is the John Madison, defensive end, Tampa.
No.
Super Bowl champion.
No.
And then Jim Plunkett.
Yeah, Jim Plunkett did in 1980 when they beat the Eagles. They beat Dick Vermeil, remember?
Yep. Bradshaw,
yeah, he won a couple.
Bubba Smith, and that's it.
Yeah.
The NFL champion Paul Hornung, Chuck Bednarik.
I will say.
So, number 1 overall picks. The last quarterback to Eli 17 years ago.
See, but a lot of times your teams picking in the top are dysfunctional organizations that aren't going to win championships. So that's a little misconstrued now. And look how long it's taken Cleveland to get that GM coach right. I mean, I think they've got it right now, but I'm saying it's taking 20 years. It's taking 20 years to get it right. And hopefully they keep it together. But, once you're like the Jets, once your organization is a bit dysfunctional, it's hard to get it straightened back out.
Well, you got to hit on your quarterback. You got to hit on your draft. Your first 3 rounds, you got to hit on your draft every year.
You do.
Honestly, Tom, I would almost pick the best player studs the first 3 rounds every year. Then you could draft quarterbacks 2 or 3 in the 4th or 5th round if you really wanted to, and get. Yeah, tell me you couldn't draft a 4th round quarterback and get the same production as Jameis Winston. I mean, not Jameis, but Jamarcus Russell.
Probably could. Absolutely. Jamarcus Russell, did he even play?
He played a few games, but Chaz is going to win just as many, Super Bowls playing quarterback as Jamarcus Russell did. And
was Surratt a 3rd or 2nd round pick?
Surratt went in the 3rd, 78 overall. If I'm not
early in the 3rd, then early in the 3rd.
20s, 18th in the 3rd. There's 64 in the first 2 rounds.
Oh, okay. So yeah, he's about in the mid. Well, 14th, this year,
14th.
You look up Aaron Rodgers. It says he got a $57.5 million signing bonus. That he still owed 23 on that.
Right,
and he's talking about. He's talking about walking out. He's talking about not playing. And that would mean he would forfeit $23 million according to this.
Right.
But I think what the Packers are just in salary cap trouble, so they're trying to restructure, and I'm sure Aaron Rodgers does not want to do that. I guess he doesn't have enough State Farm money.
I would say this, Tom. Aaron Rodgers is and has always been a wannabe celebrity.
That's why he's on Jeopardy.
He wanted to be in San Francisco. He wanted to be in L.A. Yeah. He still wants to be in L.A. That's where he's a California kid. He's on Jeopardy. Who's his girlfriends?
Wasn't Danica Patrick?
Yes, he did. Him and her just broke up. It was like Olivia Munn, some actress. Now I think it's another actress he may be involved with now. Like, he doesn't do anything like
no kids though, right? He
no.
Yeah, he has no kid. That's weird.
He famously has had a split with his family, basically.
Yeah, I know.
So like there's a lot of things about him that I don't think he does want to be in Green Bay, Wisconsin anymore. I think he wants to be in the limelight and be on, because he's looking post career, I believe, and he's seeing Tony Romo getting paid $10 million to be on the football.
I'm sure he could do that.
Right.
I'm sure he
and he could. He definitely can. Yeah. And so I think that's what I think he's way more. He likes playing football. He can play, but I don't think he cares about. I gave everything I could to Green Bay. I think he believes and he's ready to move on. Whether it's New York or California, I think he's going to one.
Well, he's certainly not going to Cleveland if he wants celebrity.
Now let me ask you that. Well, that's what I was about to say.
You're not going to Cleveland.
I thought about that last night though. If you're the Browns, do you not call them and say, "Y'all want Baker"?
No, because Baker's he's a fan favorite. I think he's fitting in there. I think everybody loves to hate Baker Mayfield.
But
if you look at his numbers, look at his numbers.
I hear you.
Yeah,
I hear you. This is a chance to knock the Chiefs off and go to the Super Bowl.
I mean,
do you trade Baker for? I mean, you might get 4 years of Aaron Rodgers. Are you betting the next 4 years of Baker?
Aaron Rodgers is not going to Cleveland for 4 years
with Odell Beckham.
Now,
and Jarvis,
I would say maybe if it was a different part of his career, he might. I think at this part, I think he's wanting to.
No, what I'm saying is, I agree. I think he wants to be in California.
Yeah,
New
California,
York.
New York.
But with a 4-year deal, he might not have a choice. That's what I'm saying. If you, what would Green Bay have to turn down from Cleveland, including a Baker Mayfield deal, that they would just say no to?
But I would say that if you pick him up, the issues, how you gonna fit a salary in there? I mean, they've signed some guys at Cleveland. I know
how much they paying Baker.
The 5th year was $18 million, but that's not this year.
Well, Aaron Rodgers is 22 this year. Let's see what his cap hit is this year.
Is that what they do the signing bonus to avoid the cap issues?
Yes.
Okay.
So you can spread that. So what they'll do is say if they owe him $100 million over the next 4 years, and it's built in 25, 37, it keeps going up. So what they did, they said, all right, Aaron, we're going to give you half that now. And so we're going to give you the $50 million, and then we're going to spread everything evenly over. And so here's his, let me break it down. So this year, $14 million is his base, 11 signing. Bonuses, I'm not worrying about that right now. His cap hit this year, Tom, is $37 million.
See, that's what I'm saying.
But he's getting paid, but that's on Green Bay because of they gave the signing bonus. Okay. That's on them. So whether they trade him or not, what he's getting paid is what the team would have to worry about. Right. He's getting paid 22, 25, 25 the next 3 years. So that's affordable. Whether he would play at that price is the question. And so his cap hit in Green Bay is 37, 39, 28. So his cap hit this year is $15 million more, next year $14 million more than they're paying him, and the next year only $3 million. So they can actually get out of this year. They can cut him after this year. They would have $17 million in dead cap after this year if that's what they wanted to do. So they can either keep him and pay him $38 million total debt in cap, or cut him and save $21 million in cap space.
And they definitely got to find a way out of their salary cap misery, because once you get there, man, it can be hard to get out. It can be hard to get out. And when you start paying the quarterback too much, he talked about how once you pay the quarterback, it
no
makes
team
things a nightmare.
Has won a Super Bowl also paying a quarterback over $25 million.
That doesn't surprise me. Because you don't have money for a good
other places.
What's one of your elite offensive linemen, 10 or 11 million, right? I mean, once you pay the quarterback, okay, well, you don't have the money for another one of those. And I tell you what, I don't care who your quarterback is. He can't throw passes laying on his back. You have to have something to go with it. And I think that's what Seattle's problem is right now. They're not deep. I think that's the other thing. Like, you may be able to put together a team, but you have a guy go down, you're not deep.
Well, they were successful when they had the best defense in the league.
Right.
And Russell Wilson making $5 million. When they're not successful, you count them not successful. They haven't been back to a Super Bowl. They've been good, but, good quarterbacks can win games. Aaron Rodgers and Ben Roethlisberger don't have losing seasons, but they haven't been back to a Super Bowl in a decade.
Yeah. Long time.
Same thing with Drew Brees. All of them go 11 wins.
But they don't win the big one, do they?
All right, JP, we're going to take a quick break. And we come back, we'll go through the rest of the first, second, and third rounds on ktcbroadcasting.com.
Lifetime warranty on new and used cars at Friendship Nissan and Friendship Jeep Dodge Ram in Forest City. And now until the end of the month, Friendship in Forest City will offer up to $4,000 over Kelley Blue Book value on your trade. Guaranteed best prices on new cars, all used cars priced way below book value, and now all new and used cars have a lifetime warranty, unlimited time, and unlimited miles. We're simply not like any other dealer. Friendship Nissan and Friendship Jeep Dodge Ram, we're located in Forest City.
Moms, listen up. You could be the winner of a $500 local shopping spree in our Mother's Day giveaway. All you have to do is register at one of our participating merchants. The grand prize drawing will be held Friday, May 7th. Register today at Mitchell's Kitchen, Highway 27 West in Vail, at the Great Outdoors on Highway 150 East in Cherryville, at Hometown Hardware, South Railroad Avenue, Kings Mountain, at West End Sales, Highway 18 North in Vail, at Medical Center Pharmacy on East Academy Street in Cherryville, at Holly's Flowers on East Graham Street in Shelby, at Pro Wellness Chiropractic Center North Aspen Street in Lincoln, at Sisk Family Ford on Oak Street in Forest City, at Honda Motorcycles of Shelby on East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby, and at Home Folks Cafe in downtown Cherryville. See store for details. Be sure to register on our local Mother's Day $500 shopping spree from one of our area merchants. Brought to you by The Boss, Carolina Country, Downtown Radio, WhatsUpShopper.com, and KTCBroadcasting.com. Christian Hahn of Cherryville High School is this month's McDonald's KTC Broadcasting, WhatsUpShopper.com Scholar Athlete of the Month. Christian is a senior at Cherryville High School and is the son of David and Callie Hahn. Christian plays football and baseball and has a grade point average of 4.483. His advanced courses include English, history, math, political science, and economics, and human geography. Christian is involved in the Interact Club, FCA, and a Special Olympics volunteer. He attends Anthony Grove Baptist Church and is involved in mission trips and the youth group. He also participates in service activities and volunteer work for the community. After graduation, Christian plans to attend Gaston College and obtain an associate's degree in business with a diploma in welding. The McDonald's KTC Broadcasting WhatsUpShopper.com Scholar Athlete Award is to recognize a student athlete not only for accomplishments in athletics, but also for overall achievements in the classroom and for overall school and community citizenship.
Take advantage of a special offer on the versatile Kubota BX Series subcompact tractor. Switching attachments is simple, and a smooth hydrostatic transmission makes for easy operation. The Kubota BX Series, the #1 selling subcompact tractor in the U.S. for over 10 years. You own the land. Now, make it yours. Get the Kubota BX 2380 for payments as low as $99 a month.
Your Kubota dealer is Park of Arms Service, 126 Bessie Drive, off Highway 74 at Oak Grove Road, Kings Mountain. For years, Hicks Goforth at Carfair Auto Sales on the Bessemer City Road in Gastonia has been providing our area with the finest in late model cars, trucks, and vans. And at Carfair Auto Sales in Gastonia, they feature on-the-lot financing. Come talk with Hicks about your next vehicle purchase. They're open Monday through Friday, 8:30 to 5:30, Saturdays 8 till 2. Call 704-865-8024. Carfair Auto Sales, 1320 on the Bessemer City Road in Gastonia.
Home Folks Cafe is a family business that's celebrating 50 years. The best breakfast in town. Sausage, bacon, eggs, grits, and rice with gravy. Lunch, how about a cheeseburger? Dinner specials during the week. Wednesdays, spaghetti and chicken livers. Thursdays, they rotate meatloaf with salmon patties. Fridays is everybody's special. Prime rib, their world-famous fried chicken. And top that off with a slice of their homemade cakes. Home Folks Cafe is open Tuesday through Friday, 5 a.m. till 8 p.m., Saturdays, 5 a.m. until 1 p.m. 209 East Main Street, Cherryville. Call 704-435-9336. Check their menu out on Facebook at Home Folks.
All right, back on Sports Talk. I'm trying to talk Tom into trading for Aaron Rodgers with Baker Mayfield because it's going to be close to we have to pay everybody.
Yeah,
and not be able to afford it. Aaron Rodgers.
They're not going to bring. They've got a lot of guys.
We're going to turn into the Seahawks real quick.
I mean, because they've got a lot of guys that might make 16 or 17 million, making 10 or 12 million.
Right.
So now these guys aren't dumb.
Baker's going to be getting 20. Miles going to be getting 15 to 20.
I don't know if you could cut. What I would do is cut Case Keenum. He's costing.
Yeah, he's definitely getting. That's
wasteful. Not because I don't like him, but Case Keenum's making more than Austin Hooper. He's making more. Guys that are playing. He's making more than Nick Chubb. He's making more than
there
Clowney.
In case they make the playoffs and Baker's hurt, is what he's there for.
Yeah, but
because they don't want to risk.
You could get somebody pretty cheap.
Probably. Well, Jameis was $1 million last year.
That's what I'm saying.
Cam was $1 million.
He is guaranteed $7.3 million, Kevin. $7.3 million.
Great agent, Tom.
I'm not saying I don't have anything against him, but it's just like if you're paying a guy that much money, he's got to be contributing.
But here's the good news with it though. Baker's getting what? 5?
Yeah, Baker's
Case is getting 10, right?
Yeah.
So together they're getting 15. So the way most organizations look at it is how much am I playing each position?
Yeah.
So as soon as Baker gets the 20, guess who's out the door? Keenum. Now we're back to a $1 million backup.
Right.
So they're going to spend 20 to 25 on the quarterbacks and then adjust from there, which is what they've done. If they're only spending 15 on quarterbacks, they basically have 10 to spend on other things. So their GM's doing a good job.
He is.
Can you say that?
He is doing a good job. I mean, you've got people contribute. I mean, their offensive linemen. You look at, Conklin and Treader and Batonio. All those guys are around $10 million. I mean, that's cheap. I mean, what was the guy that for the Redskins? Guy, I forgot his name. The guy that the Browns wanted. Older guy.
Alex Smith.
No. The lineman.
Was it Trent Williams?
Trent Williams. $23 million. He's making $23 million. So they better do something this year. It's interesting once you start looking at this stuff, Kevin, because it really does tell you what your championship window is.
It does. All right, so you've got 3 4th-rounders, a 5th, a 6th, and a 7th. Where are they going? I'm going to guess. This is where I'm going to guess. You need 2 offensive linemen out of that, just for depth-wise.
Depth,
and help you. You never know. You land a GM that hustles and plays hard.
Correct.
I would say you can pick as many defensive players as you want. Probably D-line. You think O-line, D-line, depth the next few picks?
I would definitely say it
with
later rounds.
Having 6 picks, do you spend one on a quarterback? With Keenum, like you said, they're going to be cutting him next year. Do you already bring him in-house as your 3rd-string scouting quarterback?
Well, you could. It depends on who's
5th,
out
6th,
there.
and 7th round, Tom. You've already picked 6 people.
Yeah, it's hard to say what kind of value you're getting. Once you get into these rounds, they're guys that maybe you haven't heard of as much, unless they play for your team.
What
or
about
in the
with 3
conference
4th-round picks picking the best kicker in the draft?
Oh, they like Parkey. I think they're going to stick with them.
Oh no, he's the one that chokes.
He's
the one I don't. Is he the one? Is he the one I don't like? I think it is.
Yeah, I think he's the one you don't like. But looking at the, take a look at the Panthers.
Yep,
they're in pretty good shape. They have $18 million in cap space, and they just got rid of Bridgewater's going to make $11 million next year. I mean, he wasn't crazy though. You know what I mean? That's not crazy for a quarterback. So their starting quarterback this year is going to be Sam Darnold, right?
Yeah.
So he's still on his rookie deal.
They picked up his 5th-year option.
Yeah, so what's his 5th-year option? Like $18 million?
Yeah,
probably in that neighborhood.
I'm not sure.
That was Mayfield's. It's got to be close to Mayfield's.
I'll type it in right. I've got it up.
Yeah, but he's only owed his cap hit is 4.7.
Sam Darnold. I typed in Sam Bradford.
Yeah. So I think, looking at the Panthers, they got a lot of, Robbie Anderson's making $8 million. Taylor Morton's making 13.7. I think he's the highest paid player on the team.
You're right, $18.5 million.
Yeah, somewhere around $18 million. So, I think the Panthers have a chance to do something, definitely to improve what they did last year.
Well, let's go over their needs going in the draft according to ESPN were tight end, offensive guard, defensive end, quarterback, corner. They drafted a tight end and a corner to fit those needs and an offensive tackle as opposed to a guard. So J.C. Horn was picked first, son of Joe Horn. He was frequently asked to cover the opponent's best receivers. He's versatile enough to play on the inside or outside. He's big with speed, toughness, and length. He just picked off just 2 passes in college, but he tracks the ball well. Panthers need a shutdown corner after finishing with a franchise worst 7 interceptions last year, allowing the highest completion percentage on throws outside the numbers and allowing the highest average target separation in the NFL last season. I mean, the defenders were on average, Tom, get this. you can do how many feet's in a yard?
How many feet? 3 feet in a yard.
Right. Their average target separation last year on defense for their defensive backs was 3.7 yards. That's 10 feet.
Yeah.
That ain't even close.
Yeah,
you're
open. Yeah, you're open. Yeah,
it's 10 feet. According to Next Gen Stats, Horn can start opposite Dante Jackson from day one. It says.
Yeah, the highest paid player on the Panthers right now is the offensive lineman.
Which one, Grow? Who's
Morton?
There now? Okay, Terrace Marshall Jr., wide receiver, picked second. I could probably pull for the folks.
The Panthers have a ton of guys making 2.2, 2.7, 2.0. How do they only have 18 million in cap space? That's what I don't understand. Like it gets.
They still playing Cam.
Oh,
and
is that
Bridgewater.
What, is that what? I mean, it's like that. That's kind of weird to me because
and Kuechly and Thomas.
Yeah, looking at their number. I mean, they're in good shape.
Right.
The Jaguars have 40 million in cap space. That's ridiculous. Then the Jets 24, Bengals 23, Broncos 23, Colts, Lions, Browns. So I mean, just like if you get a lot of guys playing on a discount, I'm telling you, man, then you get some depth. That's when you need to win it. And then some of these teams I wouldn't expect. The Falcons have less than $1 million of cap space. And they won how many games last year? 3 or 4?
Mm-hmm.
The Packers only have 2.6. We talked about those. The Eagles, now that you say that, yeah, like why are the Eagles such in bad shape? They're still probably Wentz's contract probably hit them. So yeah, some of these teams, Cowboys only $7.5 million in cap space because they paid Dak Prescott $40 million a year.
Well, let's look at the wide receiver for LSU. Grade says overall grade 84, position rank 8th. Terrace Marshall Jr. Panthers needed to give quarterback Sam Darnold a big-time weapon after losing Curtis Samuel. And what better way to do it? Add a former star under Joe Brady's system, so he's played for the coach, so for the offensive coordinator. 6'2", who can make plays at any spot. Says he had 48 catches, 731 yards, 15-yard average, 10 touchdowns before opting out. He's a legitimate threat to be a starter, and with Robbie Anderson entering the final year of his contract, he gives Carolina insurance moving forward if they don't like Anderson. Anderson, there's rumors, wasn't a fan of Darnold in New York, so he may be gone after next year.
Yeah.
This may be his immediate replacement. Yeah. How about their next pick? Offensive lineman Brady Christensen, BYU. Says Panthers must really believe in Christensen because they passed on a lot of tackles in the second round who were rated ahead of him. That Christensen protected Zach Wilson's blind side in BYU's pass-heavy offense does fit the mold with what Carolina wants to do in their pass-happy scheme. It says Christensen's grade by Pro Focus 2020 was a 96. That, by the way, is a record for a tackle. 6'6", 300 pounds. He's got room to add weight. He's only 300 pounds at 6'6".
Yeah.
For a lineman. So that's it on them. Says he can let's see. Panthers don't have to throw him in on the left side. He could play right side maybe. Okay, so there you go. Panthers and a tight end. Tommy Tremble of Notre Dame. Tommy, you know anything about him?
No, not too much.
73 overall graded, fourth best tight end according to ESPN. 6'3", 240. It says the Panthers lost one of the best blocking tight ends, so maybe Tremble is his replacement. And he's known as a great blocker on the edge, but not a great pass receiver. So he's a blocking tight end.
Yeah, well, Pitts dominated so much of the tight end conversation, it was hard to keep up with anybody else. I mean, because it was Pitts.
Let's only talk about Kyle Pitts.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much he did dominate that. But I want to see that. I want to see the Panthers improve. I mean, they got the coach. They got Rule in there, and they got Darnold. They're trying to generate a little excitement down there. So we are a Panthers affiliate. Sometimes it's hard to tell, but I do want to see him. I do want to see him do well.
Well, let's look over at Minnesota. Local boy Chaz Surratt. I'm going to read off his profiles. I'll pull it up on the screen as well for you folks watching at home. 2020 4th-round pick Troy Dye didn't make much of an impact as a rookie. Just talking about this is his team analysis of the pick. Surratt offers excellent value at this point and grades out as a day one starter at weak side linebacker who gives the Vikings an outstanding linebacker core if the top three do stay healthy. So they had health issues. So right now the best ability, Tom,
is your availability, dependability.
So Chaz, if he can stay healthy, looks like he could play all three positions at some point across the line. Just watching him play linebacker. And then I like to see what I think first, watching him play, and then read the analysis. And I think the analysis are seeing what I'm seeing is his first read is a little slow because he hasn't been there. And you can tell, you just watch Kuechly or Sean Lee and Ray Lewis, the guys that are really good at their first step, they know where they're going a lot of the times. And
he's played a lot of offense. He's not quite there yet.
But what he makes up with in all the things say is his athleticism, his quickness, his athleticism, and also him playing quarterback does give him an advantage in knowing different things than a linebacker would never know. Yeah. So he may be people don't even think about what they're saying. Well, he's not picking up the linebacker reads. We may be seeing it from the quarterback's position. Like, well, if he sees this and I see this, he thinks everybody knows. He's knowing things that nobody that hasn't played it knows. You understand what I mean?
Yeah.
To where maybe he's reading a different read than you think he should be reading because he's played that and sees the tight end doing something different. And what I'm saying is he may be over-reading some of the stuff at first. And I think NFL coaching is going to he's going to settle down and be perfectly fine.
Might have been a little paralysis by analysis.
Right, right. You're sitting there over and a lot of them, they showed one play. He went the wrong way on something. And the quarterback read him and tried to throw it on his backside. Chaz turned around and still knocked the pass down.
Yeah.
That's a Kuechly, Sean Lee type, move where you know where he knew where the guys were. He stepped the wrong way. And I think they'll get through that.
I do want to see him do well and Farley do well. Local products. But Farley, they keep talking about the injuries, and he didn't play last year. Right. So we'll
if this was 15 years ago, I don't feel good about Chaz playing linebacker at all. I'd want him playing safety.
Yeah,
but the teams don't pound the ball like that anymore.
No, they don't.
And they actually need guys that can run with Kyle Pitts and tight ends, and he's going to be able to do that. And so I think he may have a 10, 15-year career, Tom, just based on that athleticism. As long as you don't get hurt, nothing stupid. I don't want him playing middle if you don't have to. If he puts on 10 pounds and does, I think he could be one of the best in the league middle because of that analysis, that the thought process. But for a year or two, I'd rather him sit on that weak side. And what they say on the weak side is that if he's doing that, it's more of a read and react type thing anyway. You're going, you're chasing, you're guarding tight ends. 82 overall grade for him, 6th overall at linebacker. Here's who else Minnesota took. They took a tackle, a quarterback from Texas A&M, Kellen Mond, guard from Ohio State, Wyatt Davis, and defensive end, Patrick Jones from Pittsburgh. So there's your Minnesota picks. Now, let's move over to our other local kid who got drafted, and hopefully I'm 100% sure when we talk about Sage next week, we'll get to him in just a second, folks. Caleb Farley, Tom, picked in Tennessee, known for their defense, known for running the ball, and they get one of the fastest players in the draft. Of course, the question is about back surgery, and he had a knee a couple years ago that it didn't play. It says he could be an absolute steal at this point in the draft if he stays healthy. That's the everything on him. Stay healthy, stay healthy, stay healthy.
Right.
A rare blend of size, length, and top-end speed. He moved from receiver to corner in 2018, and he showed that he's a playmaker with elite ball skills. He played quarterback in high school. That of course, we know that. So he's only played corner for 2 seasons, and he opted out. Farley's technique and recognition skills should only continue to get better. Again, another player like Chaz, who's not been playing that position his whole life and just learning it. Biggest thing at corner is footwork. And he's just going to have to go to work.
You know, another thing to be considered, like the kid from South Carolina, that the Panthers took.
The Panthers,
right.
J.C.
Horn. The college style, I guess I don't think about it enough myself. The college style of playing defensive back is different in the NFL because in college they let him bump down the field further, and they're worried about him getting more penalties because he's physical. He wants to be physical down the field. So that's going to be an adjustment.
The football coaches aren't going to care, though. They're going to be like, be physical.
Yeah, but
till the penalty starts.
Till the penalty, exactly. Now it's a spot foul in the pros. It's only 15 yards in college, so I mean it's different. I mean, even one, it's more liberal what you can do. Mm-hmm. 2, it's not as a severe penalty.
Right.
I mean, like if a guy's by you, you just tackle him. It's a 15-yard penalty.
Right. I don't like it.
You know, I mean that's not like I say it's not it's a bad rule. But in the pros, you tackle a guy at the 5-yard line, that's where they're going to put the ball. You know, so they'll have to work with some of these guys. And a lot of teams drafted cornerbacks. I mean, when I was looking at a lot of cornerbacks, and that just tells you, like you said earlier, teams don't pound the ball anymore. You can never have enough defensive backs. You're not going to have as many linebackers. But when you think about it a different way, though, that's what makes like a Derrick Henry so effective. If you have that big guy and you can run the ball, there's nobody big enough to tackle him.
I always say you should have 3 starting corners. Any team sitting on 2's in trouble. You're one injury away from not being able to guard anybody, much less being able to guard good teams. When the Cowboys won their Super Bowls, Larry Brown was sitting in the slot. He won the MVP in the 3rd one, and I'm not saying he won. That's why they won the first 2, but they had Dion at 1. Nobody's catching a pass on that side. Kevin Smith was the other one. I would say for the most part, not too many people's catching a pass on that side. And then you got a Pro Bowl type player in the slot. And then Darren Woodson, top 5 safety all time. What are they? What are you doing? Like as far as what did Tim get that for? Oh yeah, he needed it for the broadcast. Okay, yeah, and who's we just talking about? I'm sorry, Tim got me.
You were talking about the Cowboys and the guy.
Oh yeah, Larry Brown. But again, what I mean, I'm happy with the Cleveland pick is that if you got 3 good starting corners, that's the start of a good defense. Is solidifying that.
You know, Greedy Williams is a question mark, though, because his injury was one of those weird ones, nerve damage. I mean, it's one of those ones like it's just tough to gauge.
Never know about
you
that.
Never know.
Well,
that's
what they said about Jones Smith in Dallas is that his nerve could grow back. His was like any day, or it could never grow back.
Right. It's just weird.
So,
it's just where the science has not really caught up to that type.
I think
of
they sent him to Germany and made it grow back. I don't know how that worked, but you know how they do now. These guys nowadays.
But I don't think you can ever have. If I'm drafted, I don't think you can ever have enough defensive backs in this league. I don't think you can never have enough edge rushers, defensive linemen, and I never think you can have enough offensive linemen. You know, people get enamored with wide receivers. I think you can find them. Running backs, I never like when Jacksonville chose ETN in the first round and Pittsburgh chose Harris in the first round. I'm sorry. I'm just not picking a running back in the first round anymore.
I like stud running backs if you already have a good team.
Yeah,
so, you know what I mean?
If you don't have any other
like
needs.
if you're late in the second round, like Jacksonville probably didn't need a running back right at this point in where they're at.
The undrafted guy they got down there is just killing it.
Right.
Yeah,
if you get like Zeke, like Cowboys had a decent team, you had Zeke. Hey, now we got
what you're saying.
Now look at Carolina. You don't have a decent team, and you add a top running back. Where are you at now?
Yeah.
Who else drafted a top running back a few years ago? How about Leonard Fournette? Bad team.
Who's not even on
running
the team.
back. Gone. I like the running backs again for the teams 15 through 30 who have a good offense. Just think of like a team that's good, adding like an Adrian Peterson in the 20s. Like Emmitt Smith was picked 16th or 17th.
Yeah.
And they weren't good at all then. Remember, they moved back. The Dallas, what people say that, they got Emmett from Herschel. They did technically, but the Jets picked Blair Thomas, number 2 overall from Penn State.
I remember.
Like and by all accounts, he was supposed to be a stud. I remember the kid. He wasn't a kid. He was a big old dude.
Yeah.
And everybody thought he was the next everything. But teams passed on him, and then they drafted him. Cowboys moved back up to I can't remember, is it 16 or 17, and drafted him. So, I don't mind it if you already have good stuff. But if you're missing stuff, Tom, yeah, it's not. Well, you're kind of wasting. Well, they're already talking about. They mentioned trading McCaffrey for Watson. Yeah. Like they're already talking about that. Let's go over who's the best available. How about that?
Yeah, it gets tougher as the rounds go on.
These are the
guys.
I don't know who puts them in this order.
These are the guys that you should know about if you're an insider, but the average guy doesn't really know.
All right, Jabril Cox, LSU linebacker, is rated 84 as the best available. Then Chris Hunt linebacker from Duke. Tell me when you hear somebody you've ever heard of. Wide receiver Tylen Wallace, Oklahoma State. How about North Carolina's running back? The other one, Michael Carter, is number 4 on the board, Tom.
Where's he from?
North Carolina, running back. Now be thinking Brownies too, and Panthers, who they should be thinking about maybe any of these guys, and I'm going to get to a name in a minute. 5, USC cornerback Gowan. Cincinnati tackle is 6. South Carolina wide receiver 7. Shakur Brown, Michigan State corner is 8. Indiana safety Jamar Johnson 9. There's Cade Johnson, South Dakota State wide receiver 10.
See, that's what I'm talking about. We don't know the wide receivers from South Dakota State very well.
No, Georgia safety LeCount, USC defensive tackle Tufele. But down at the 18th overall best available, Sage Surratt
from Wake Forest,
6'3", 210. Overall grade is 70.
He might be a steal. Now, because physically he's got, that size.
Right. So the first guy said the number 1 overall was an 84. Down to 18th grade is a 70. So there's a drop-off here in this round, according to the scouts. It says he's got good-sized target who locates and settles in the – this was exactly what I would say about him, too. If you said, what could Sage do? I say he's a possession receiver, and he's going to destroy his own defenses. Now, he's not going deep on these NFL corners, but when you get near the end zone, Tom – jump balls, comebackers, positionless. No, boxing out. No, this is the scouting report. Good sized target. He locates and settles into pockets, working against zone looks. He has longer arms and boxes out defenders. He's smooth transitioning upfield and shows good contact balance, but he's not much of a home run threat after the catch. He posted a subpar 40-yard time at his pro day. So again, he's not a burner. He's not a speeder. He's more of a Keyshawn Johnson, for you folks that remember him. Tom, do you not think Sage Surratt would be ridiculously good running Bill Belichick's Julian Edelman position?
But he's like a bigger, faster Edelman.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
Think about him running those Z routes and comebackers, the Wes Welkers, the Cole Beasley. I think that's his specialty. And then when they say he doesn't have home run threat after the catch, okay, right. But when Cole Beasley catches it after 5 yards, he don't either, and he gets tackled on the first guy.
Right.
Sage might break the first tackle.
Right.
So I think he would be an excellent
more physical tools than some of the guys you mentioned.
Right. When you're going 3 wide, 4 wide, you put him on the field, he's going to just the linebackers. Basically, his brother's going to be having to guard him and chase him, and that's where I said Chaz in today's football. That's who he's guarding is his brother, the third string wide receiver in the zones. Yeah. So I think he's going to be.
That would be interesting. That would be interesting.
If somebody uses him right, I think he's a weapon, almost like a Kyle Pitts at tight end. type thing to where you can put him.
What probably hurt him is he didn't play this year.
Yeah.
He didn't play this year.
They didn't get to see him again.
Right, they didn't get to see him. Not like Farley still went in the first round, even with the injuries, because, people are real high on his talent. But I think if a Surratt plays, I don't know, like you say, the risk of injury and things like that. But I don't know. A guy like him might have done himself a favor if he played.
I think the wide receivers, though, a lot of them, again, this is the GM going, well, he runs a 4.5. I'm going to draft a guy that runs a 4.4. So everything you see on TV, everything you see on the film, you're going to say, because he runs 1/10 of 1 second faster.
Doesn't translate to football.
In 40 yards, Tom. In 40 yards. Yeah. I'm going to do this. So, yeah, that's...
Doesn't translate to football. Like the Browns drafted the fastest guy in the draft, you said, but they got him in the third round. So that means... What's the route running?
Catch.
What's the hands?
What's that catch? That's what's weird.
Those guys, but those guys know there's something there. I mean, they know there's.
Right.
They're not exactly always right, but there may be something there. There's a question mark with this guy. Is he taking a play off? Is he not running route right? Is he not always coachable?
How about as far as quarterbacks go? How many were drafted in the first round? We said 5. There's only 7 left in the draft.
7
quarterbacks.
Yeah,
it says best available. There's only 7 on the whole list.
That doesn't surprise me. I mean, how many guys from college are
300
really
schools?
Kevin, how many of them are actually
right? It's a total failure by the college coaches to prepare anyone to play quarterback.
Well, the
in
systems
NFL.
are different sometimes.
Exactly.
The systems are different. So I mean,
Georgia quarterback is the first on Jamie Newman, then Ian Book of Notre Dame, Felipe Franks of Arkansas, Sam Ehlinger of Texas, Shane Bouchelet of SMU, Zach Smith of Tulsa, and KJ Costello of Minnesota. Now remember, Tom, every one of those is going to make as much or more money as Chaz will in his career, and he's going to have a better career probably than all of those.
Probably. But the Franks guy from Arkansas, didn't he started out somewhere else?
Arkansas. I do not know.
But KTC's own Trent Marty said that he transferred, I want to say it was from Florida, and went over there to Arkansas. And even though Arkansas was not what it used to be, but he made them more competitive. He seems to think Franks is a sleeper.
I'll tell you why. You know how tall he is? 6'7".
Is a big old
boy.
boy.
That's probably why Trent 6'7", 235.
But he's high on him. He says, that
you know what his grade was?
What's that? 50?
39.
Is it really? Wow. Well,
it says he's a developmental quarterback prospect with prototypical size, quick feet, a strong arm, and excellent timed speed. The consistency of his decision-making and ball placement got better in 2020. He didn't say it's good. It said it got better. If you're rated 39, Tom, and it got better...
And
but he still struggles in both of those areas, and his timing is inconsistent.
You said it there, decision-making. You know what I mean? Decision-making. I mean, that's so important. That
probably means he's trying to sling it deep every time at 6'7".
But you really, I mean, it's so much. Like you talk about how there's only 7 guys. I mean, how many guys can handle it mentally? Like people don't understand what you have to be mentally to play that position. Not only to know everything and then to try to tune everything out if everybody's saying how dumb you are, how lousy you are, how they need to trade you, and all this stuff.
Talk about his decision making, Tom. He originally committed to LSU, then went to Florida, and then transferred to Arkansas. So there's a lot of things questionable about his decision making. He just kept going lower and lower on the totem pole with football schools there.
No. It's easier for the guys to transfer,
right?
And I know Terry doesn't like it, but there's a certain amount of me that says, look, if I go to a school, I'm only 18 to 22 years old for 4 years.
At quarterbacks, I have no issue.
Yeah,
every other position on the field has depth.
I mean,
there's one that doesn't.
Yeah.
So why stand here and not ever play?
Yeah.
And my degree from whatever you use, just the same from this degree from whatever you.
Well, I mean, I understand.
Especially in whatever.
I understand.
Carolina has.
Saban, you made a commitment to us. I understand that. But Saban's already got his money. Saban's already got his. But that kid doesn't have his. So if that kid comes to you and he's sitting behind 1 or 2 guys and he wants to go for another opportunity, I don't blame the kid at all, especially quarterback. You're right. you're only young once, and you're not young very long. So you've got to take advantage of that. So I mean, I know that old school. You made a commitment. Yeah. But I've got to take advantage of the opportunities life gives me. And if I've got an opportunity somewhere else, why should some 65-year-old man who's already, he's already got his championships and his money and his great life, why should I contribute to that as a bench player when I can go and do it all, do it somewhere else?
My advice, kids, find a school in Florida and work hard.
Yeah.
in your off time.
Yeah.
In the off season.
Yeah.
Enjoy the weather. Enjoy the time.
I don't know if I'd enjoy the weather in Florida all the time. I mean, one time I was in Florida and it was in May, and there was some mail sitting on there. My buddy picked it up and it was damp. It was soaked like it'd been in the shower. I don't know if I can deal with that 5-6 months a year. Kevin.
Yeah, but in January?
In January, it's nice. In January, I was in Orlando one time, woke up and it was 80 degrees. Yeah. That's nice. Yeah. That's nice, but I don't want it year round. I like some sweatshirt weather, Kevin. Some football weather. Come on. You know some good sweatshirt weather. You like it.
You should be too old for that by now.
No, I'll never get too old for that.
It's time for flip flops and
my neighbor
tank tops.
My neighbor across the street from me is from Toledo.
Yeah,
so he'll be out there February shorts.
Yeah,
he loves it.
Well, the official outfit of Boone, North Carolina is a hoodie and shorts.
Now Boone with that wind in Boone.
Right.
Oh God.
Well, the tough thing is, and people were talking about in North Carolina the past few weeks about how in the morning you need a jacket or something, in the afternoon you don't. That's like Boone. So
yeah,
that's exact. So you'd go to class, you would take your coat, and you'd have to stuff it in your book bag on the way home because it would warm up. You'd be.
Well, I mean, yeah. When I
25-degree difference.
Yeah.
In the morning and afternoon.
I mean, there's a lot of October and April days like that in North Carolina. I mean, it's or even March, where you definitely need that hoodie in the morning, and then it's 75 degrees and sunny in the afternoon. So it's a climate confused state.
I might get up there this summer and throw the kids in the creek up there.
You won't go to Boone this summer.
I want to go get in the creeks. Those are pretty fun. My daughter will jump. I don't think my son will.
No,
you'll be too chicken. I think she
your daughter's pretty wide open.
She doesn't care.
Yeah, daughter's pretty wide open.
She will be ready.
Well, when's the draft done, Kevin?
Right.
Today? Draft is done today.
Tomorrow. Yes, today. Today is the end of the draft.
And then all the draft. You know what? We get to break down next week draft grades.
Right.
They grade them on the first round. I'll give the B+, B-. They grade everything. They micro grade everything in football. I'm gonna wait for it all to be done.
Who's in the Super Bowl this year? Again,
Tampa Bay and Kansas City.
Two teams, neither of which picking high. I can't remember. Tampa built their team on free agency, so it's not like you can look at anything.
That's one way to do it, but you're not going to be. The one thing about drafting a guy is you got him for 5 years if you want him.
Not every team's getting people signed for very minimums either just to play with Tom Brady.
Is Gronk going to stay?
All 22 starters are back.
For Tampa Bay?
Yes.
Oh, man.
They added Giovanni Bernard this week.
Yeah, from the Bengals.
Then plus whatever draft picks they get in this draft. Let me see how many they got, and before we go to the next break, we'll come back and talk other stuff. Tampa drafted a linebacker, a quarterback, Kyle Trask. That's what I meant to bring up from Florida. Hunter was big on Trask, and a tackle. So they drafted a tackle, a linebacker, and a quarterback.
Who's that?
Future Tampa.
What quarterback they get?
Kyle Trask.
In the third round, right? Yeah.
Second.
Oh, they got him in a second? I thought it was third round.
Second round. Well, it's very end of the second round. 6'5", 235, prototypical size. NFL quarterback, not very mobile. Footwork questionable.
Is that the main thing on him? Mobility?
Footwork mobility questionable.
I thought it was pretty good. Of course, if you're throwing a Kyle Pitts, you're going to look pretty good.
So he's capable of picking teams apart when he gets time and space. Just like any quarterback, dang, if he's open. If I got time to throw, I'll hit anybody. Yeah, there you go. All right, JP, you ready for another break? I got a clap, a thumbs up in there, Tom? I can't see
you got a thumbs up.
Yeah. We'll be back in a minute. KTCBroadcasting.com.
Question: where do you buy a used car with a lifetime warranty? The answer is Friendship in Forest City. Friendship has lifetime warranty on new and used cars. Unlimited time, unlimited miles. That's Friendship Nissan and Friendship Jeep Dodge Ram in Forest City.
The big truck has backed up. And the scratch and dent appliances have been unloaded at Hendrick Appliance and Mattress Center in Shelby. Come see the selection, but hurry, they won't last long. All kinds of appliances, washers, dryers, refrigerators, freezers, and more. Bring your stimulus check and drive away with your new appliance. From Hendrick Appliance and Mattress Center, 1241 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby. Online at hendrickappliance.com and see their page at whatsupshopper.com. It's time to sign and drive. That's right, sign and drive at the all-new Classic Volkswagen of Gastonia. For a limited time, pay no money down. Plus, Classic Volkswagen of Gastonia will make your first payment. Come in now for all the details. See the classic difference with Classic Volkswagen in Gastonia. You'll find a friendly, knowledgeable staff ready to serve you. Just sign and drive at Classic Volkswagen of Gastonia. Now located at 4417 Wilkinson Boulevard. Online at classicvwgastonia.com.
There she is.
Cody? So you didn't get what I told you to?
Dad, I did my research.
Let's see what he can do. Not bad.
What do you think?
Not bad. Not bad.
So?
He likes it.
I knew he would.
Your Coyote dealer is Weston Sales, Highway 18 North, Highway 27 West intersection in Vail. They're cutting up at This and That Trading Post in Dallas. Come see the new pocket knife models, including Ford Hot Rod, Uncle Henry, Rough Rider Highlander, and priced from $875 to $1275. Plus, you'll find Continental Creation planters for $650. Glacier Bay shower heads, $1125. Carpedic vibrating cushions, $82.50. Beauty Sleep queen size pillow toppers, $23. Lasco wind machine fans, just $35. And Starbucks Pike Place coffee, 32 pods for $5 at This and That Trading Post, 3857 Dallas High Shoals Highway in Dallas. Like them on Facebook too. For your party, family gathering, or just a get-together of friends, get it catered by Hillbillies Barbecue and Steaks in Gastonia. Check out their party packs, including pork or chicken or beef with barbecue sauce, slaw, plates, cups, eating utensils, serving utensils, potato salad, buns, and sweet tea and ice. And delivery is available. For more information, call 704-824-8838. Hillbillies Barbecue and Steaks, 305 South Main Street in Lowell. Open Monday through Thursday, 11 to 9, Friday and Saturday, 11 to 9:30, and 11 to 3 on Sunday. Also call for employment opportunities that are now available.
Pull my eyes out. Hey, good evening.
All right. Friendship Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram bringing you Saturday morning sports talk, 190 Oak Street Extension in Forest City, North Carolina, 828-919-3001. Friendship Nissan, 156 Oak Street Extension in Forest City, North Carolina, 828-245-1661. Go see our friends at Friendship.
Go check them out, especially, how about, folks, make an appointment next Saturday and Sunday. Well, not Sunday, next Saturday to go up there and see them. Yeti's doubleheader is the last homestand of the season, Tom. They'll be hosting, get this, the Catawba Valley Community College Redhawks. So as local gets.
Right, that's good. Yeah.
The Redhawks have a bunch of local kids as well. The Yetis have a bunch of local kids, so we're going to have a good matchup between those two teams. The Redhawks are ranked national. I think it was 24th.
Yeah, they've had pretty established. That program's pretty established. A lot of kids from around the area have gone up there.
They've done a lot of work up there at the field and stadium, and so we're going to have a doubleheader next Saturday, and Sunday afternoon game will be the last for Yetis baseball this year as they work on the fields over there. They'll have that ready for next year for softball and baseball. I'm excited about that. You know, Tom, maybe one of these days down the road, I'm not saying I know anything. I don't, but I'm just saying, what do you think? You know, I'm saying I do know a little bit, but I don't. Cleveland Community College football Yetis team.
Maybe. Costs a lot of money, though. It's expensive. You got to put the money in it.
Well, there's a dirt track across the street. Could be astroturfed really easy.
Where? Is there?
What are you talking about? The fairgrounds.
Oh, at the demolition derby play. Oh, yeah. That's right, yeah.
I think it's owned by the college.
Yeah, that is weird.
There's your football stadium, sir.
That is weird.
Get ready. You might have a neon green. Instead of just having a regular green, they should make it the neon green for the grass and make it really bright. Or blue. We'll take the Boise State blue for the Yetis blue. What we'll have good games this next weekend. So, folks, check out I don't know where that guy come from. That's a big old dude. Let's see other baseball news. Tom Terry leaves. He's up here in Cherryville this weekend doing some umpiring, and this may be his only chance to talk about his first place Royals in the American League Central. Your Indians are in third at 500.
Yeah,
Royals 6 games over, but get this. They have a negative run differential.
Yeah.
6 games over 500, negative run differential.
I've listened to some of the Indians games, but a lot of times I hear who's playing, and I was like, where'd that guy come from? I mean, when they traded, they got a couple of shortstop for Lindor, and those guys seem to be contributing pretty good, playing pretty good defense. Pitching and defense in Cleveland is basically their what they do. They don't hit the ball a lot. They had 5 hits last night, Kevin. They had 5 hits. They just don't hit the ball. And but they did hang on and beat. I think that's what the Indians are going to be. I think they're going to be the win one, lose one Indians. When Bieber pitches, I try to tell Terry, of course, he doesn't care because he doesn't really follow anything besides his teams.
Right.
That Bieber set the April record for strikeouts. They say, that's really, really amazing that he's done that. He's so young and so good. What I fear is as soon as it's time to pay him, he's going to be moving on to the Yankees and the Dodgers.
But I'm saying he doesn't want to play in Nashville.
Yeah, well, probably no. I'm afraid that's where they might go. But he's really having an amazing season. I think 68 or 69 strikeouts in the month of April, and I can't remember who had the old record. It was Nolan Ryan or somebody that had that record for a long time.
Pretty good then.
Yeah, so
anytime
he's doing pretty good.
Any record that you're involved in. And the name Nolan Ryan.
Yeah, they said the record. I can't remember. It seemed like it was maybe Nolan Ryan or somebody else.
Well, if it's a strikeout record, there's a 90% chance he's
involved
with it.
Nolan Ryan. So he's having a great year. But I think they're going to be the win one, lose one. I haven't really looked at the whole stat, but keep up with the Central. I'm just surprised that Minnesota's doing so poorly. I thought they would do a little bit better. Surprised me how well Kansas City is doing in that Central. Yeah.
Here's the question today. Are you surprised the Angels are in 4th place?
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
If you remember, ESPN picked them to finish first. They also picked the White Sox to finish first. They're in 2nd. They're in the chase. They picked the Yankees to finish first. They're in 4th as well. So, for those two Angels. One of these days, people will figure it out.
Yeah,
Trout's a fraud.
Trout is
a complete fraud.
Well,
the whole thing.
The Braves are in 2nd place at 12-14.
Right.
And the Phillies are in 1st place at 13-13. So Hunter's Braves not doing real well, but still in the mix. Your Cardinals are 14-12. It seems like there's what I didn't really expect, a lot of parity, and I didn't expect this. The Dodgers to go 3-7 in their last 10, and the Giants are now 1st place in the West by a half game, Kevin.
Dodgers 3-7 in the last 10, Tom, and they're 5 games over 500.
Yes. I mean, they're
6-11.
They haven't had any injuries, have they?
I don't know. So out west is obviously that's where the strength of the National League is. You got 4 teams over 500. No teams are over 500 in the East. You got one team at 500. Yeah. The Marlins are in dead last, 3 games under 500, Tom. And get this. They're the only team in the division with a positive run differential.
That's just weird. It's just weird.
Yeah, also get this. They're only a game and a half out.
That's I like the parody, though. I mean, I really do like the parody.
But these are the so-called you know what in the toilet bowl right now.
Yeah. And what surprised me too is how bad the Tigers are. I mean, I know the Indians can't score runs, but I tell you what, the Tigers really
75 runs on the season. Looking at one of the guys over in the T-ball leagues, one of my buddies, he coaches his team, and he's a Reds fan. He's always been a Reds fan, so I've I that's what him and his family are. So, but he tries to talk junk to me as a Cardinals fan, and I'm like, Chris, y'all haven't won anything since Chris Sabo in 1990.
I mean, they haven't really been good since the Big Red Machine.
Since you've been alive, they haven't won anything, Chris.
And when's the last time they won the World Series?
90.
Was it 1990?
Yes.
They did?
Barry Larkin. Them.
That's right. 89 was the
A's.
yeah. 89
A's
was the earthquake series.
Right.
That's right. Okay. Yeah. So
And
it
then
was the next year.
There was 90 with the. I'm 100%. I'm not 100%. I'm 95% sure the Reds was 90. But yeah, we just talked junk on the T-ball field because he named his team the Reds, and I'm out there like, why would you name your team such a god awful team? You know, these poor kids come out here and try hard, Chris, and you put Reds on their shirts. So I give him a little bit of that junk. But yeah, Marlins in the last had the only team with positive run differential.
1990, the Cincinnati Reds. Their manager. Who was the manager of the Cincinnati Reds in 1990?
I know the answer to that.
Lou Piniella.
It was not Pete Rose then.
Lou Piniella.
Sweet Lou.
Yep, Sweet Lou. Okay.
Well, the Cardinals, I was going to tell you, are in trouble, but they're in second place, 6-4. Yachty's on the DL. It's never good. Wainwright's hurt. That's not as bad of a blow, but I want him to kind of get those records, longevity records, but it's not going to happen now since he's out. They may. I kind of, my conspiracy theory is he's just out because Yachty's not catching. But we'll see how that goes. They've got a young guy. They've got up. I don't know. The good news is, some of the pitching has pitched decently. We just got Goldschmidt back. I think our lineup's going to be nice once everybody's in there and swinging. I like Paul Goldschmidt. Like that's just it. When he hits it, you just know when it's hit. He smokes it. Arenado has just been outstanding. Yeah, I did have a couple of things on that. It said Cardinals got Goldschmidt, and then they got Arenado. It said in 20 more months they'll have Fernando Tatis Jr. the way it's going in the American League West.
Yeah.
I don't have any actual fun baseball tweets. I've got other stuff for later. We'll wait on that. But looking at them, Tom Yachty was leading the team and everything before he got
crazy.
hurt.
Yeah.
At 37
How
years
bad's
old.
his injury?
It is just 10-day,
Okay.
whatever it was.
Okay.
I think a foul ball or something caught. It's nothing too bad. It's just something, you want him in there. I'm trying to find Goldschmidt's back. That's the one I like. He's only batting .214 right now, but dang, he hammers the ball. And Arenado only batting .255, but his defense is just ridiculous. 4 home runs, 15 RBIs, 8 doubles. So 8 doubles. That's my thing. Is I love doubles. Like, you can't help sometimes how far the fence is.
Right.
And people are like, hit it right field, left field. That's very hard.
But you can knock in a lot of runs
You
with
can
doubles,
swing
man.
hard and spank it. And let me do this. This is the easiest thing to do is just type in on this magical newspaper I got here, Tom.
Right.
Electric newspaper.
Yeah, I don't bring the newspaper in anymore. I was tired of being ridiculed for that.
The electric newspaper. I'm going to read you some names. Tris Speaker, Hall of Famer. I know you're probably not too familiar with him, but the next 7 you probably are. How about this? Pete Rose, Stan Musial, Ty Cobb, Albert Pujols, Craig Biggio.
Man, that's a name I hadn't heard in a while.
George Brett, Nap LaJoy, Carl Yastrzemski, Honest Wagner, Adrian Beltre, David Ortiz, Hank Aaron. Those are your top 13 all-time doubles hitters. Ain't too many bad people in that group. I think I was 15 for 15 in Hall of Famers, or 13 for 13 in Hall of Famers. Pujols obviously will be.
Right.
14 Paul Molitor, and some other guy played in the 1800s. Cal Ripken, 16. Barry Bonds, 17. Luis Gonzalez, 18. Todd Helton, 19. Rafi Palmeiro. Robin Yount, Miguel Cabrera, Wade Boggs, Bobby Abreu, Pudge Rodriguez. Tell me when I get somebody who's terrible.
Yeah.
Robinson Cano, Carlos Beltran, Chipper Jones, A-Rod, Manny, Tony Gwynn, Derek Jeter.
Yeah. Those all,
Look at the doubles hitters, and those are the guys who rake, and that's what I mean.
And look at their RBI totals.
Yeah.
I mean, I guarantee you it's
it's some of the same names. Now, Tom, the new age people don't like the RBIs. RBIs are old-time stats, you old fogey.
I don't care. I don't care. You got to be able to hit. I mean, we started the show with Shelby.
Yeah.
They couldn't get the timely hit with runners in scoring position.
Right. We got beat the other night. We got no hit, Tom. Had 7 walks. But in the last inning, we had bases loaded, 1 out, and our three best hitters up, and they all struck out. Or the two guys struck out, and nobody. All they had to do was put it in play, and we got a chance to win.
What you tell me is, can a guy hit with runners in scoring position, and that's a guy that's going to make a difference for your team.
All right, here's your next list. Tell me who's bad. Hank Aaron, Babe Ruth, A-Rod, Albert Pujols, then A-Rod, Cap Anson, Barry Bonds, Lou Gehrig, Stan Musial, Ty Cobb, Jimmy Foxx, Eddie Murray, Willie Mays, Mel Ott, Yaz, Ted Williams, King Griffey Jr., Rafi Palmeiro, Dave Winfield, and Manny Ramirez are your top 20 RBI leaders.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. RBI, doubles. Those are the biggest thing for me. Home runs, doubles, RBI.
Yeah, you still the old school on that. I mean, I just don't. Yeah, I can sit there and say, you know, just thinking every team I've ever been on, you know, the guy that hits the most home runs and doubles is usually considered the best player.
Let me ask you something else. I did not realize that they were still keeping this year in baseball. They're still keeping the speed up rule for extra innings. They're using the international tiebreaker rule.
I do not know.
It says here, because I was reading the Little League runner on second scenario. I guess Major League Baseball is still using that this year. A lot of people don't like it. The purists.
I don't like it at all.
Why? I love it.
Because it ruins the stats.
Well, I get okay.
You're giving RBIs and runs to guys who didn't earn it. If you score a run, Tom, you earned it. You walked or got a hit 99% of the time. If you get an RBI, that guy earned it, got to second, and then I knocked him in. Now, if I get a guy on second, I can bunt him over to third. Next guy sacrifices. I got an RBI, and nobody did anything.
Yeah, I see what you're saying, but I like it I think it adds a little excitement.
Listen, the leagues, with the NFL adding the extra game, the NBA, you know, saying you can't play defense, and now the baseball doing what they changed the balls, they changed the rules. They've all thrown the stats in the garbage can. Because, you know why I think it is, honestly? I don't think they want you to compare it to old guys. Because what do we get year after year? Is this the best guy we've ever seen? Yeah. They have to promote them. They have to push them. Tom, the year after Jimmy Johnson retires, NASCAR's slogan is, "This is the best season ever." Ever. Yeah. 7-time champions gone. We got a bunch of dodos who's never won more than 2. Best ever.
Yeah, but to counter your point, you know, you say that might mess up the stats, but how much is it really going to mess up the stats? I mean,
what about if you're a pitcher and you don't give up that runner at second? Now you come in and start that in and give up a run. There goes your ERA and your run scored. But it's not. But they're getting paid on that, Tom.
I don't know if they get charged in a run.
They better not. They shouldn't. But I bet they are. Now, real question: the big argument this week: should Madison Bumgarner have been rewarded and given a complete game, recognized as a no-hitter against the Braves this week?
No, I didn't see that one. What happened?
It was a 7-inning game.
Why?
Something about, I don't know if it was the doubleheader thing.
Okay.
I think it's the doublehitters are doing 7 innings.
Okay.
So the baseball said, you have to play a 7-inning game, right? He pitches 7 innings.
No hits.
No hits. And, Tom, in the book, they give him a complete game. But your no-hitter does not count because it was not 9 innings, Tom. What do you feel about that?
Well,
do you want me to tell what Madison Bumgarner said? He said, I pitched the whole game and gave up no hits. That sounds like a no-hitter.
Yeah, I would say. Yeah.
If they say the game is 7 innings, what are you supposed to do? Say, well, can we go 2 more? Like, if they would have went extra innings, Tom, let's get this. If they would have went extra innings and got to 9, then would it have counted?
Yeah.
How could you tell someone that you're only playing 7, I'm going to give you a complete game for the start, but the that don't count.
He no-hit the Braves.
Exactly, on KTC. The hometown boy no-hits the Braves on KTC.
He no-hit the Braves.
And Major League Baseball tells him, we're not going to count it.
I've been doing a lot of ball after school this week, so I haven't been able to keep up with it.
You know who's going to count it? Madison Bumgarner's going to count it. There's going to be a ball and trophy on his wall that says he no-hit him. What's so hard about putting it in the Hall of Fame and saying, just put an asterisk?
Yeah, I see what you're saying. You got.
But if you're going to make me play 7 innings,
you're a bit of a purist on that one. But
I'm just using the language.
I know.
Complete game, 7-inning game. You can't have the no.
Hey, in high
What?
school, this is high school MLB. Yeah,
Right.
I forgot. You know what? I forgot he's in Arizona now.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's in Arizona now.
Mad bum.
Yeah, he is mad bum. You know what? I think his dad Kevin was a long time umpire.
He is. I umpired with him
I think that
at
he's,
South Caldwell. Actually,
I want to say that he's given it up now.
he
I
might
don't-
have.
Yeah.
JP, let's take a quick break. We come back. We'll finish up with our NASCAR and schedule for this week on KTCBroadcasting.com.
Okay, class, listen up. Do not buy a car without a warranty. Just don't do it. At Friendship Nissan and Friendship Jeep Dodge Ram in Forest City, we have lifetime warranty on new and used cars. That's right, lifetime warranty on new and used cars. Unlimited time, unlimited miles. And through the end of this month, we're offering up to $4,000 over Kelly Blue Book value on your trade. So one more time, Friendship Nissan and Friendship Jeep Dodge Ram has lifetime warranty on new and used cars, and you'll find us in Forest City.
Looking for a new car? Maybe a pre-owned car or truck, or maybe an SUV? Then let your fingers do the walking and go to whatsupshopper.com. Local dealers with local vehicles. You don't have to drive all over the country. Just click on whatsupshopper.com and take a look at the local selection of cars, trucks, SUVs, and more from local dealers in Gaston, Cleveland, and Lincoln counties. Car shopping just got easier by going to whatsupshopper.com. Pick yours out today.
I'm Lon Helton, inviting you to join me as I count down the week's top 30 with my co-hosts Jay and Joe Don from Rascal Flats, who look back on 20 years together.
One of the greatest compliments we were ever given in meet and greet one time was by a woman that came through and she said, "You guys have been the soundtrack to my family's lives."
That's Rascal Flats this week on Country Countdown USA.
Wednesday afternoons, 1 o'clock on Carolina Country WCSL, 92.3 FM, 1590 AM, and online at ktcbroadcasting.com. Spring on in to Kurt's Premium Outlet for some sunny spring specials. Right now, all clothing and all shoes, 60% off the ticketed price. Star Wars toys, priced at $4 and up. Verabelle sheets, king and queen size sets, $16 a set. And Kurt's Premium Outlet has Verabella comforter sets for $19.99 each. Children's masks, $2. And you'll find all of your lawn and garden decorations. That's Kurt's Premium Outlet at Eastridge Mall in Gastonia on North New Hope Road. Like them on Facebook, too.
Well, now take down your fishing pole and meet me at the fishing hole.
It's time to go fishing. Whether it's at your favorite fishing hole or the lake or even the ocean, the Great Outdoors in Cherryville is what you need. Come see their full line of fishing tackle. Visit the all-new reel shed and boats too. Bass boats, pontoon boats, and pleasure boats. They've got them all. So take down your favorite fishing pole and head to the Great Outdoors in Cherryville. Highway 150 East, right behind McDonald's. Online at teamgreatoutdoors.com. Like them on Facebook too.
Thanks for help bringing the economy back. One local purchase at a time.
Kind of uplifts you and you feel better.
It's the greatest comeback of all time.
Shop local with whatsupshopper.com, Carolina Country, and The Boss.
All right, we're back for the last few minutes here of the Saturday Morning Sports Talk, brought to you by Friendship Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram, 190 Oak Street Extension in Forest City, North Carolina, 828-919-3001. And Friendship Nissan, 156 Oak Street Extension in Forest City, North Carolina, 828-245-1661. Go see our friends at Friendship. My brother did. So did his girlfriend. Satisfied customers at Friendship. So go see him for a new Dodge, Jeep, Nissan, lots of good products over there.
I know you were umpiring last night, and so you missed the Cherryville broadcast. They were discussing you.
Me?
Yes, Calvin and Danny were talking
Why,
about you.
what was it negative?
Well, Danny was being a little self-deprecating, talking about how when he first met you, he couldn't for the life of him pronounce your name.
Yes.
He's told you that before.
Yeah, he's told me that.
So I just texted him that you have to try to pronounce it when you're trying to figure it out first in Italian.
So
you have to say Centofanti. Like, almost say it like Dracula.
Centofanti.
You got to break it down. And but yeah, that is just because I texted him something about the score, and I said Rob and them's broadcast, and Tom's actually umpiring the game, and then Danny started talking about that and not being able to say it right. And
so wasn't anything bad.
Danny prides himself on he goes to both dugouts,
make sure that he knows,
and tries to get all the pronunciations right. He doesn't want anybody coming up there and yelling at him.
I will say
this.
this.
Whatever.
I will say this to Danny and every other PA guy. I don't want you to say my name over the intercom.
Right. Danny loves saying the umps' names.
One idiot at the game last night on a call, it was close, started calling me out by name, and it's just you got to ignore that kind of stuff. But
right.
People like you just don't do that. I mean, it's just something.
After umpiring, playing and stuff, like I'm sitting there coaching, and I don't mind almost any call that's made, in the heat of the moment for the most part. The ones that have bothered me so far has been the rule interpretations or the rule enforcement. Like, you know what I mean? Like, hey, I know this is the rule, but I'm not going to enforce it type thing. And then the next time something happens and they don't, those are the ones that have been bothering me. But I don't get the yelling at the, I've almost never got the yelling at the umpires thing. So the way I see it batting, I like hitting first pitch anyway. So I'm thinking I'm going to swing at one of the first two pitches if it's fastball. So the first strike's on me anyway. If I don't like it and umpire calls it, well, okay, let's say he makes it back on the first. Well, in the second one, pitcher a lot of times is throwing a curveball. I've already wasted my good swing. I'm playing defensive a little bit now. I'm still going to hammer it if it's good, but, the ump may give a corner here. That's what I'm thinking, so I'm protecting. And then on the third one, I know he's going to call anything close, so I'm up there hacking and fouling anything off anyway. So I don't get it. I didn't strike out a lot to begin with. I think it was 4 times my senior year, and I don't get yelling at the umpire. Hey, Blue, bring that inside. Bring that up. Because I've umpired, and you do too. I may get this one right off by 6 inches. Well, I may get the next one off by an inch or two. Like, and you guys, if you're not right there, Tom, you can sit there and see a ball just missing by this much, and to the people in the stands, it looks like a strike. Mm-hmm. But you can't give him that when the other pitcher's sitting there just hammering the strike zone every single pitch. Yeah. And I can't give you an extra 6 inches to a foot that looks like a strike, but it's really not, dude. Yeah. And I've just never got that, and especially calling him out by name, you got to kind of respect him to that point to where some I'm trying to do my job, and to do that is,
and like I kind of know who did it, but it's some people that think in these little towns, there's some people that think that they're special and they can do things and get away with it.
Maybe Johnny should swing the bat on strike 3.
Right. Or maybe Johnny shouldn't slide past the bag and get tagged. So, it's like, hey, Dad, why don't you take Johnny in the backyard and teach him a few things? But, it's just one of those things you have to flush it and just keep on.
Fans, watching some of these games, I've seen a pitcher walk 7 batters and Dad's yelling at the ump. I'm like, he didn't call 28 bad balls.
I know.
That wasn't it, buddy.
But there's really a shortage. Like, people are not wanting to do it anymore.
Well, and I would say this from my perspective, I didn't like it just based on the most of it that. So you go to the ballpark, I know 2 things are going to happen. The fans and people are going to be so disrespectful to 2 people out there. And it's you and the other guy. The only people getting paid out here for the most part. Yeah. I don't care who wins. And then, so it's that. And then you go out there and you spend your time and stuff, Tom. Most people like, who goes to a job and gets yelled at constantly by everybody around and then wants to come back and do it again.
I know.
And again, like yelling at umpires about every little call, it's just a weird sport in that sense. You can't get teed up. They can't throw a 15-yard flag on you.
And see, in soccer, it's a little easier to mention because it was a first place game, and I understand it's a little bit intense, but one girl put her hands up and just basically volleyball spiked the ball. Well, that's intentional handball. It's a call. But now, okay, I come out here, I acknowledge what you did, I send you off. And I had another play, and a girl grabs another girl, dragged her down. Okay, I'll send you off. So now everybody sees it. It's like something tangible. Mm-hmm. We see the card go up. We see the kid go off. Wouldn't it be nice if, it's a 1-1 count. We see a pitch, strike. Oh, man, that's BS. Time, you are off. Give me a sub. You can come in next inning. Now, that would be totally weird for baseball, right?
Right.
But it would be effective because, all right, I send you off once. You come back. I send you off again. You're out for the rest of the game.
Right.
It's foreign to baseball.
That's why I want a penalty box in football for personal fouls.
Correct.
You could have 8 people fight each other. The refs throw offsetting penalties.
Right.
Nothing happened.
Right.
Throw them in a penalty box.
That's what makes because what I say in baseball is basically you have the nuclear option. You can warn the guy, big whoop. So he turns around and says that pitch is BS. Okay, that's your warning.
I think they need to change it where you call strikes on them.
Yeah. Just give him another
automatic
strike.
right. Yeah, that'll shut up real quick.
Correct.
As soon as you throw a curve on the outside, it's 0-1, and the coach says something. Coach, that's 2 strikes now.
Right.
That would shut him up, wouldn't it? Because if he says something else, that's 3 strikes. Your batter's out. You just struck out your own batter.
It's like a 15-yard penalty in football.
Exactly. There is no deterrent for baseball managers to not act like fools and just over the umpire. And again, like I said, as always, if you don't want to lose by 1, win by 10.
Yeah.
That's my answer to all things blaming the umpires. If you don't want to lose by 1, win by 10. All right, we got to go. 8 a.m. tomorrow is inspection for the NASCAR series. 3 o'clock, they'll start the Bushy McBush race, Tom.
All right.
You ready for that?
Oh, yeah, I guess so.
The Bushy McBush race.
I'm off tomorrow. I might watch
Who you gonna pick? Bush?
Where are they racing?
Kansas.
It's a mile.
Mile and a half. Hendricks has been good. I'm about to give you the starting lineup in a minute. Today, 1:30, the Dutch Boy 150. 7:30, the Wise Power 200 on FS1 and an MRN radio here at WCSL. NASCAR racing tomorrow on WCSL. The Bushy McBush race.
All right.
Keselowski's got the pole. William Byron second. Then Ford McDowell, Ford Harvick, Ford Benedetto, Chevy Dillon. Toyota, first Toyotas are 8 and 9. Christopher Bell and Kyle Busch. Tom, give me a pick.
Is Cole Trickle racing? Cole Trickle's not in it? Okay. I'll go with Truex.
No. There is a Cole Custer.
Cole
Dick
Trickle's not in it?
Trickle retired. So, no.
I don't think people will get the 80s movies reference. Maybe some of our...
I did not say anything dirty for you younger folks when I said Dick Trickle. So we'll be... I promise
That's actually the guy's name. That's the guy's name.
We'll see you next Saturday. All right. Probably me and Tom on the Centofanti and Hastings Saturday morning sports talk show, ktcbroadcasting.com.